Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Hey, we here once again, fam. Sankofa, 180 degrees. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, we got a banger tonight. Nice little bill going. We got a cold panel. We got the brother Unc. We got the brother Eric, and we got the brother Gerald. Hey, listen, man. Cold panel, and of course, you know you got me, Jamie. But
Yeah.
anyway, hey, but yeah, hey fam, I just want to say thanks for joining. Anyway, and anybody, you guys are more than welcome to come on in. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Come on in and join the bill, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, don't be scared. All right, we ain't, we just humans, man. But I just want to tell y'all, man, we had a nice little children's book read, man. The last one last Sunday, man. It was really really nice, man. I just want to tell y'all, man, we got the first Sunday every month. We do the children's book read, where a child is gonna win a book. The winner, yeah, like I said, the winner gets go get a free book, African books about real people, real events. You know what I'm saying? Real places. Um, Listen, man, it's important. All right, y'all see what's going on with Florida. This is where I live in Florida. Hey, you see what's going on, man? They rewriting history. They rewriting Black history, man. They rewriting Black African history right in our face. So we gotta combat that. All right, fam. Hey, what you think, man? Peace to you.
Yeah, man, you said it all, man. Be sure to like or dislike, and subscribe to the YouTube video that we put up here. And Eric has something that he wants to share out of that brand new book that he got. Eric always telling people, man, this is my how I describe it. We can't really discuss nothing if you ain't reading no books, right? So I like Eric's style. And I got brother Gerald up there, man, and he's just really, really equipped, man, to assist us. So, hey, go ahead. Chris gets calling, so let me hit that real quick.
All right. Hey, Eric, man, talk to him, man. Peace to you, King. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good.
What's up, King?
How everybody doing? Everybody doing good. I'm doing pretty
You
good, man.
Yep, you pushed. You just
Sweet,
Glad to
man.
be here. Thanks
Hey,
for having me.
sweet, man. Hey, Gerald, peace to you, King, man. How you doing, man? How you feel today, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Peace to be with you brothers and ready to build again and
Sweet.
inspire some other people.
That's right. That's right. That's right, man. Hey, man. So listen, Gerald, man. I mean, not Gerald. Excuse me, Eric, man. I know you got a cold book that and I know, man. I know you. I mean, for so far, what I do know is when you talk about it, when you bring up that you want to talk about a book, man. I know that it's some to it. It's a whole lot of information right now we finna get, King family. So just pay attention, and we're gonna just we're gonna build on this book that Eric got. Get your pen and pad, and you know what I'm saying, and got any questions or doubts or anything, man? Come on in and talk about it, man. All right, shit, because that's what Eric here for, man. That's what we here for, man. We shit, we trying to figure it out, man. So come on in. Go ahead, Eric,
And I
man.
just
Peace
want
to
I
you.
just want to
Oh, I'm
remind
sorry. I'm
folks
sorry. I'm
about
sorry. Go
I
ahead,
just want
King.
to remind folks about what the deal is, right? The whole demo.
Sankofa.
Sankofa, right? We're going back, man. We taking if we got to, but we're definitely going back to get it, man. So look that word up. Let it resonate in your soul, and we about to get it in, man. And Chris and Raven getting ready to get on too.
Okay, sweet, man. All right, man. Eric King.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
hold
Go
up.
ahead. Go ahead. Go
Hey,
ahead. Go
hey,
ahead.
hey,
Go
Eric,
ahead.
but wait, just wait a few minutes, or maybe just a minute for Raven and Chris to get on. They're joining right now. So maybe just 1 minute. But if you can
Is that
introduce
is that
yourself.
is that is that is that cool, Eric? You cool? You cool with that? You gotta unmute yourself, King. I can't hear you.
All right, my fault. My fault. I had to step away for a moment.
No, I'm
Can you hear
saying,
me?
Unc said, can we wait a second, man, until Raven and Chris join? They're trying to join right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is lightweight stuff. Just reference, man. This is just reference material. That's all we just talking about.
He
Heck
says
yeah.
lightweight stuff.
No, yeah, he says,
He said
see, that's what
says lightweight
yeah, you see how he
stuff.
say that? Eric Deep, man. Hey, Eric, man, cut it out,
No,
man. Cut it out,
no,
because I
it
know
is
how
not.
I know it lightweight. Well, I know what lightweight is to you. Yeah,
No,
that's some shit that Bubba can't even lift up. Bubba can't Bubba snatch his spine out trying to lift that shit up. Yeah, so yeah, hey,
it's some.
hey, but hey, no matter what though, Eric, I love it. No matter what, man. So
All right,
yeah, get it to him, King. Oh, they go. Hey, there they go right there, fam.
Okay,
Hey,
bet.
there they go.
I
Hey,
was
There you
smelling
go.
something, man.
peace to you guys. Peace to the twins, man. Y'all look like twins. I see y'all, man. How y'all doing, man? Peace to you, Chris. Peace to you,
Good.
Raven.
Bless. Good to hear your voice, brother. How you doing?
All right, man. Hey, I'm glad you guys joined, man. Hey, I'm really glad you guys joined. Hey, by the way, man, I just want to let you guys know that we are live, man. Okay. All right. I just want y'all to know that we live, fam. So just so you know. Okay.
Hey, Chris is all amped up, man. He been all up in nature. He been all up in the mix, man.
He been up there hey, he a natural. He a nature. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, he up there, up there where he, with the natural world, man.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. We got to be connected.
Right, man. That's right. Hey, so yeah, Gerald, you want to say something, King?
I'm happy to see the brothers. I can't see anybody else. I see a screen, but I don't see anybody else.
Slide it over. Slide. You on your phone?
Yeah.
Slide your screen over.
Is something flickering?
Yep, we there. Hey, peace to all you brothers, man. Good to see y'all.
What it do? What up, Ray?
So you can see everybody now, right?
Man, you bored,
I mean, except for me. Hold on. Let me jump in here real quick. Here I
You
go. You see me? You see me, right? See everybody? Okay. Peace to y'all, man. Peace to y'all.
Is it doing now? How's it working out?
Hey, so yes. All right, so anyway, man, Chris, Raven, hey, you brothers gonna introduce yourselves, man.
You want to start, brother? Hey, my name is they call me Chris Graham. I'm from Lansing. Renard is somebody that I've been knowing for a long time, so he brought me to this group. I'm much appreciative. I'm with my son. I let him introduce himself. I'm blessed to be with him, to have this conversation with some good men, some kings, like I like to hear that word, man. Y'all got us walking around here using that word every day.
That's right, man. Hey, man. I mean, hey, that's what it is, though. You know what I mean? And it's supposed to spread. Just like, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to spread, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you start looking at each other as kings, you'll start treating each other as kings.
That's right.
It won't be so much, you know what I'm saying? It won't be so much hate and violence, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We need to get to know who we are, man. And this way, man, if you know who you are, you ain't gonna want to harm your brother, man. You ain't gonna want to harm your brother, man. And instead of walking by the brother, mean mugging, hey brother, how you doing today, man? Hey, listen, man, all I just want you to do is have a good day today, brother, and just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And that that bro throw him off. Peace, King. How you doing? How you doing today? Instead of motherfucker walking by looking at you crazy. Peace to you, King. How you doing, man? Hey, I'm shaking your hand, brother. I hope you have a really good day today. And then just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, if he was going through whatever, man, that might have changed his whole, damn, man. My man just you know what I'm saying? Okay. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean it's just it's just go ahead, King.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
just throw a little something on that, man. So Jamie told me that a long time ago, man. And so, just for an example, I walk into Walmart, man, before right now, past time. Walk in there and I said, "What's up, King?" And everybody, they just shook. "What's up, Queen?" They just shook, right? But now they step up to me, "What's up, King?" with a good posture, right? Yeah, the stature is up, man, and shit like that. So it's pretty cool, man. Because back in the day, not too long ago, I would say, "What's up" to my brothers, man. "What's up, brother?" And if they didn't, salute or acknowledge that, I'm going walking right behind them, right up in front of them, and saying, "Man, what your problem is?" Right? See, and that's totally opposite of what we're talking about and what we're doing now. And even when I was doing it then, it was about respect, right? Respect for us all. But with this approach, man, it's just much smoother, man. And so, just a little identification of that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm glad, man. So go ahead, King. Yeah,
My name's Raven, and I'm here to learn. I'm glad he hit me to you guys, and it's crazy how this all came about because I've been reading into this and watching these videos for the past 3-4 years now, really diving into it. Where before I didn't care as much, but it's just crazy how this is all working out.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, glad to be here.
And you got some knowledge yourself, man. So don't put that under the table, man. In our past teaching, just like throw all your shit to the side so you can learn this. And these boys just keep on encouraging me, man. Don't even separate it. All right.
Yeah, I got a book came in the mail today. I had ordered The Trigonology of the Enemy by Elijah Muhammad. I didn't know it was going to be, it's only like 30 pages long, but I'm sure it's got some good information in there.
Right. Good for you, man. Good for
yeah.
you. Yeah, I just got this. Eric sent me a couple other books to get in, and I didn't ask Gerald because I know he's gonna load me up too. So I gotta get these other ones first. But I just got the etymology, man. I think about that all the time, man. I think about, so I got words written down from where I'm at. I keep a little pad with me and I write them words down. I just picked me up a little thesaurus, man, because I like the thesaurus, man, and a lot, so I'm about to get me a little duffel bag, man. And Dr. Leonard Jeffries, carry he old as shit. And he carry his duffel bag all the time. Right?
With his books.
With his artillery.
Yeah. He got it. That's what Eric do. You see what Eric do? Eric say, "Hey, where I got my books with me." Yeah. You want to talk about something?
Eric don't even want to talk about nothing. Eric don't even want to talk about nothing if you ain't read no books.
Hey, Gerald said the same thing though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen,
same
man, wasn't nothing to talk about if you ain't had your books. Look at that. Look what he did. Yeah, you see that? I'm just saying. Look at that. Hey, you know what I mean? Like,
hey, that's only one wall.
Yeah, that's just one, man. Yeah, that's just one,
and Eric got the same. Eric got similar, and Eric got this map, man. Eric got this map that'll blow your wig back.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
so listen, man. I just wanted to just say, hey, Eric, man. Peace to you, King. Go ahead and sorry to hold you up, King, but go ahead, man, and let's kick it, man.
Hey, and if you got a pen and a paper nearby, you might need it. I got mine always just in case, right?
You got to unmute yourself, Eric. You got to unmute yourself, King. You can start all over.
Okay, thanks, man. I'm gonna start with the book. Dr. Clark years ago talked about this book, man, and one of his presentations. I was able to find it. Obviously, I don't know if you can tell, but it's huge. Can you see it?
You can't see it, but don't worry about it. I'll send them the picture. I'll send them the picture of the book.
Okay. The title of the book, A History of the Modern World by R.R. Palmer and Joel Cope. Now they got a nice map. I wish I was home. Let me see what's going on. Something's there. Let me see here. Okay.
Renard, send me a picture of the book you showed too, please.
Yeah. The book I showed?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna send you Eric's book first, man, and then I'll send you that one afterwards.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Eric, if you take your virtual reality off, we'll be able to see it.
I'm trying to do that now.
Hey, take your time, man. Take your time.
My son might have to help me, man.
Yeah, don't even worry about it, King.
When you get to that virtual reality, just push none.
Okay. Now push.
You better call your son, man.
You right
He quit playing. What's up, youngin?
What up?
Hey, man, peace to you, King.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to see
yeah.
it now.
Hey,
All right.
go get my
Oh
water
yeah,
and,
let me
and,
get
and pay
y'all
those
now.
bills for me.
Let me get y'all here. Okay, here, can y'all see it? I need some more light.
You need some light on you now.
Okay, brother. How about that?
You're gonna have to go buy him a new pair of Jordans on that one.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah, history of the modern world. See, that's what I love history, King. I love history. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? So yeah.
Go right here.
It's a pretty nice book. So, like I said, I
Yeah.
just got it in the mail probably about 2-3 days ago.
Okay.
What's interesting about it is that, like I said, Dr. Clark talked about it years ago in one of his speeches, probably in the 90s. But if anybody has ever saw that, about a 33-minute speech he does, that's an excerpt of the whole speech, I believe. It's called, if you Google it, looked it up on YouTube, it would be called "You Have No Friends." You type that in, Dr. Clark. You've probably seen it before. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. It's
Yeah, yeah. I played it on one of our live videos before.
Yeah, I've seen it. We've seen it.
He references this book there. He references the book and said, "Yeah, recheck that book out. It'll tell you." So anyway, man, I'm skimming through. So now knowing who the authors are, and you know, making sure we know that, 'cause that's important. You know, and when the book was written. Now let me go and read you the order, because this is like the 6th edition. So the first one was made, I believe, 1918. That's on my right. The first, hold on, let me go back. I'm sorry. Copyright includes index from Helen Shimano Colton. Oh no, Colton's the author. Colton was born in 19, that's his birth. Anyway, first copyright was 1950, 56, 65, 71, 78, and 84 by the Alfred A. Knopf Incorporation and Big Book Club, Big Book Organization, publishing company back then. So anyway, I'm gonna get to this. I want to just share this because he kind of explaining what others have said. If he's just a pale version at best of you. But in his own
Oh, you read some of that to me.
Huh?
You read some of that to me. Is that the one you read
from this book?
No, you read another Cole book, some from another Cole book, that one white guy that wrote.
But he was talking about like here he says right here, Europeans were by no means pioneers of human civilization. Half of recorded history had passed before anyone in Europe could read or write. Just right there, it says half of human history was gone, had already come and gone before this cat came on the scene. The priests of Egypt began to keep written records between 4000 and 3000 BC. He said, but 1,000 years later, the poems of Homer were still being circulated in the Greek city-states by word of mouth. So a lot of folks still wasn't necessarily reading, but just by word of mouth, they was hearing about how these Africans were living, their culture, and how they were raising their families and living, building things. But what's interesting, as I go on, he talked about let me find this other piece. he takes about what their civilization was like compared to the greatly advanced folks living around them.
Hey, what year? What time frame are we in at this time?
Where, okay, he's talking about. Let me go find it. He's not even on the scene. He just he giving you a preview. Let me just keep reading it. Okay, but 2,000 years later, the poems of Homer were still being circulated in the Greek city-states by word of mouth. Shortly after 3000 BC, while the pharaohs were building the pyramids, Europeans were laboriously, and really, he using Europe as just a term to make you understand who you're talking about, but surely they weren't Europeans at that time. But Europeans were laboriously setting up the huge unwrought stones called megaliths, of which Stonehenge is the best known example. In a word, until after 2000 BC, Europe was in a Neolithic, a new stone age. This was in truth a great age in human history, the age in which humans begin learning to make and use sharp tools. Now, he's talking about his history. Now he's jumping back to his history. He just
So wait a minute.
started
So the Stone Age is 2000 BC. Is that what he's saying?
2000 BC. Europe was in a Neolithic or Stone Age after 2000 BC. In the Stone Age. So what you got? 1,000 years after that, you got Homer. Let me keep reading. This was in truth a great age in human history, the age in which human beings learned to make and use sharp tools, weave cloth, build living quarters, domesticate animals, plant seeds, harvest crops, and the returning cycles of the months and years. But the Near East, Egypt, the Euphrates, and the Tigris Valley, the island of Crete, and the shores of the Aegean Sea, which belonged more to the Aegean than to Europe, had reached its Neolithic age 2,000 years before Europe. And that's just his speculation. The numbers are much greater than that. By about 4,000 BC, the Near East was already moving into the Bronze Age. After about 2000 BC, in the dim, dark continent that Europe then was, there began to be great changes that are now difficult to trace. Bullshit, we can trace them. Because they're going to tell you themselves. They start having an admixture of people that now, back then known as Aryan, and guess what they call them from India. So the point is, if they were mixing with anybody other than themselves, they were mixing with Africa. Wasn't nobody else to mix with. So as much as they say that they're a pure race, a pure group of people, they're telling their own words, their own orders tell that. So just to be aware of those things. But let me go real quick to finish this paragraph. After about 2000 BC, in the dim, dark continent that the Europe then was, there began to be the great changes that are now difficult to trace. Europeans, too, learned how to smelt and forge metals. Smelting and forging. You think they learned that from? With the Bronze Age setting in about 2000 BC and the Iron Age at about 1000 BC. There was also a steady infusion of new peoples into Europe. They spoke languages related to languages now spoken in India and Iran, to which similar peoples migrated.
You're gonna send it right now, man. Hey, just one second there. Jamie, send that link to Darian.
Okay.
All right, he's sending it to you right now, King. You should be. I'm gonna check my email right now. Okay, give him about 30 seconds to send it. All right, let me know if you can't connect. You should be able to connect from there. And then you just gotta reset your phone so you can do it, your browser. You ain't gotta do it when you're on the computer. Hold on. Right. It's all good, man. I'm glad you're gonna show up. You got a powerful panel about, just me, Jamie, Eric, and Gerald, but they're the powerful boys, man. They compliment your shit, man, to me.
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead and do your thing, man, and then just hit me if it don't go through or something. Okay. So Jamie gonna send it to you. Okay, cool. All right, one. You wasn't waiting for me, were you?
Yeah, you wasn't muted, man. I was. So.
Okay, sorry about that. My bad.
You good. You good. Let me see.
My bad, Eric.
Oh no, we ready?
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna try to find this. I don't know how to share it, man, but they talk about the people being from India and what is now called Iran.
What I'm
Later
not
on,
understanding, what I'm not understanding is they're saying that they begin who is the who begin to speak and who is these people you talking about, man? Who are these
people who
who
were later, the
who
people who were
who
later, the
huh?
people who would later be known as the Greeks, then the Romans, then the Germans,
So what
and
he's
now,
do, so what
yeah,
so what he's doing right now is telling us their
their origin,
evolution, their
their
evolution.
origin. There you go.
Okay, I get it.
Their
Okay,
he's telling you his origin or
okay,
what you think you know. Yeah.
okay.
You
So
said, you said what he think he know.
okay, okay. So now, yeah, because okay, all right. So go ahead. All right, go ahead and
But the
finish, King.
reason this is important is because I guess for me, historically, that has been part of what they have been using to justify their behaviors.
Right.
Is historically, the Europeans got it from the Greeks, and we got this great knowledge, and that's why we were able to run the world and that kind of stuff. But this book goes into how the religious piece never ever was part of their own humanity. It was more about politics. When they decided to jump on the board with Christianity, then Islam was kind of close around the same time. You know what I mean? They kind of was booting off of Judaism. And so this kind of just talked about the historical steps in which Europe did their thing. And to me, it helps to create a clear picture, a historical picture of what transpired, which kind of helps awaken the interest in what happened before this. The historical part of
So
who
I
was
want
the
to ask one question. Is there a place in Africa called Judah? Or is there a different name
Judea,
to it? Judea.
Judea,
Judea. Yeah.
Judea. Now, this is what they kind of try to say. Well, they say Judea, but if the J is a new alphabet,
Right.
what about less than 300 years old or something like that? I think, or something of that nature. Then you wouldn't be saying Judea. You said Judea or something of that nature. If the Y was the J, it would be just said different. So those things happen because people move around and dialects change, or they vary once you move a little bit closer, or move south or move north. But for the most part, on the map, I think if you go to Google Maps and type in Judea, you will find. Let me see. Yeah, I'm on.
The reason why I asked that is because you mentioned they practiced Judaism before, the influx of Christianity and then the Muslims and stuff like that. And then I had seen a clip where it was depicting that there wasn't no Judea, and then they talk about the children of Judea and stuff like that. I got a couple people here in Arizona that just they wave the child of Judah all the time.
No, they don't got one. They got one of Judea, Chicago, but they ain't one in on that other continent now.
See, that's what I'm saying. So when they talk about they practice Judaism, I need some info on that from somebody.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I think the word has just been,
Yeah, either Judea, Judea, either one. Either one is my point.
I've got a book that is written by, I think it's Dr. Ben, and he talks about and brings up maps of I think it's West Africa, and they show certain regions where they have what you're saying, it's named after Judah. Or let me just grab the book real quick.
Which one you talking about?
Oh, snap.
This one?
What'd you say? Practicing, right?
Remember it.
Yeah.
Is that one right there, Eric? We the Black Jews.
By Dr.
Yeah.
Yosef Ben. And
Joseph Ben Yochanan. This is another bad one he got too.
Dr. Ben.
But like you're saying that J is in the newer alphabet. It wasn't
right.
So it would have been called something different.
Yeah. Yeah, because that didn't come around to the
But
1500s.
what in all I'm saying, even if it was called Judea, I'm trying to figure out is that a place that was literally in Africa, or is it
It
going to be
could have
found
been
to be?
it could have been a name of a settlement, name given by the inhabitants of that settlement, not a geographical location. You dig what I'm saying?
They had a place called Weta. They
Right.
have a place called Weta. And what these people, what they have done is change that into, try to put that into Judah, because
Judah,
it's
okay.
spelled pretty much the same way,
Right.
right?
Yeah. That's
And so, but it's a Weta, it's Weta, right? So
So what I'm saying is in reference to to Christianity, there's a specific place, a region called, you can call it Judea, because we know now outside the box is there was never even a J, right? So Judea, or whatever, right? All I'm saying is, if anybody can find it on the map,
On the map.
then
Right.
let me know at a later date. That's all I want to know. Now I pulled up some that had Judea, and in my mind I'm thinking of Babylon, and lower and higher, Babylon, and like that. But in my mind during Christianity it was all focused in Egypt, right? And then that shit ain't in Egypt, right? So all I'm saying is, if you run across something, man, shoot your boy a clip of that picture of that on the map in Africa.
I seen a documentary where it had, they were looking for, they was talking about how the Hebrews was talking about how how they Judah was this place. But when he went to this place, they said it's pronounced Weta. This is pronounced Weta,
I believe that.
and we
I
have,
can see that.
and he said, and the people of that place said that they don't have nothing to do with no damn Judah. They don't know nothing about no Judah. So that's the so I mean, and I can find it and send it out. But yeah, it was a documentary that I was looking at, man. I might even have it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to take us off too much of what Eric was talking about. I just wanted to reference what he was explaining from the depiction from that culture. And from what I'm hearing, it's more that the twist of what they got to keep built up, and we breaking that shit down. But I see something over here on Gerald's screen, and I didn't know if he wanted to impart that, or if that's his back screen, or
I'm just over here chilling. Just a good message to look at for anybody.
okay,
Yeah.
bet.
Hey, listen, man. I'm saying this here, King. Like Eric, man. Like, now I see that. Yeah. They showing the evolution of the European, right? This is what this
Mhm.
is, right? All right, I'm getting it.
The
I'm
book
getting it.
itself, and of the culture of their culture, and this, just some of the stuff that they had did leading into the new world, and that kind of stuff.
Now, let's get some more of that.
And that's as far as, and that's like I say, and I was like, God, no.
But that's a lot, man. Because if you just think about it, you go back to 3000 BC, where they was talking about where this is around, where the pyramids was being built, right? That's that,
Where they think, because now I'm telling you, since then, man, the numbers have changed.
well, it ain't even 3000. I mean, well, almost 3000. You talking about 2600, 2600. You talking about the fourth dynasty, where Khufu, built his first pyramid, right?
Well, yeah, I just think they're just, some I was watching, kind of putting those main pyramids to be built maybe 10,000 years before they said they was, or longer.
Oh, for sure, man. But I'm just saying, like, according to their numbers,
Yeah,
right?
it's going to
According to their numbers, you know what I'm saying? They got it. This is what they have. They have Khufu around 2606, to 2,583, right? And right, and but you know, and then right. So yeah, so at this time they're in the Stone Age. So this is when they start beginning how to work with tools, right? This is what you were saying, right?
Yeah, that's what the book says. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
To
yeah.
the well, like it says, yeah, because
And see,
it's,
that's
before that,
crazy
it was
because
in
look at
Asia and Africa had already been in that age, Bronze Age, for 2,000 years before that.
this is what I'm
And then
saying.
they
Like look at the
then they said
development.
all of a sudden it's like now they doing it. Well, no, we know they got educated from those who are already doing it. Usually, as
Right.
information goes, knowledge goes. They shared it with them or whatever. But the interesting fact was that they even here are recognizing the fact that they didn't create it. What they call civilization, they're the children of civilized people.
And you said after 2000, so it wasn't even 2000. You said after 2000. I'll give them
There's not a
2000.
lot of if you look at the time humans have been on this planet, civilized humans, that they babies, man. Like
Yeah.
really, literally.
Hey,
Like,
right. So when they were able, so here's the whole thing, right? So here's the
Yeah.
thing. So from what I'm looking at right now, what I see is when they were beginning to learn how to work with tools and stones, right? Is that right? This was around the time almost into to their second golden age. We were already almost into our second golden age, King. We had right. This was I'm gonna give them 2000, man. You talking about Mentu Hotep the third is
Yeah. Okay.
when these people were starting to learn how to work with stone and tools, right? This is literally the 11th dynasty. So you're already in the 11th dynasty, King.
But look,
When
now remember what you said. Now that stone and tool work came from down south. The
right,
Sudan, they was already doing that.
they had
So
already
that's what
been doing it. I
this
understand
skill,
that. True. I-
this skill was already had. Look, they were
right.
already equipped with this stuff. When they got to Egypt, baby, they was ready to roll, man.
You're right. You're right because they had already had them in Sudan
Yes,
one
sir.
way before Egypt,
one of the
Yes,
ways
right?
sir.
Huh?
Yeah, they
was
was ready. They was just setting up shop pretty much, Jack.
right.
They
Egypt
already had the technology,
out.
man.
Say it again, Raven.
Oh, I was just saying the way I heard it put was Egypt started off full blown. Everything that was
Full
already there
blown, man.
being used further
That's
down the
right.
in I heard the symbols in the Medu Neter were being used 60 to 70,000 years before they even had the Medu Neter. Like the
Yeah,
symbol and the white crown and stuff like that, like on that incense burner, I think they have as an artifact.
The acoustic instrument. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ray,
Hey, Gerald, talk to us, man.
Hey, Jamie, did
all
you
right,
send that link
so
to Darian?
Yeah, man. You want to send it to him?
No, I can't do it on mine. My email.
I don't know if I got the right number, man, because he don't never respond, and I sent it to
No,
him.
I sent you his email address.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it. Oh, I see it. Let me see it.
so if Egypt started out full blown, Raven, why was that a problem to them?
To the Egyptians themselves or to the foreigners?
The people who talking about history now.
Oh, because that means their claim on Egypt or the Middle East means that stuff came even further into Africa, came even further before. And
So
my belief is
since they can't believe that, who do they say created it then?
oh, of course, aliens.
All
Gotta
right.
be.
Understand that right there. Understand that first argument from why the aliens had to create it.
Right.
Because it started out full blown, as people are saying, and they could not understand that. To not understand that is because they taking away time. If you take away time, then you won't understand. On this hill, we overthinking it. Our Dr. Clark is trying to tell us that when they start with their history, it's already 2,000 years history that they leaving out if they start with their history. Just like if we start with slavery, we leaving out a whole bunch about history. So Greeks are the epitome of white people, period. It's a book called Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. That was the one that was telling everybody that these Greek philosophers come from Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they got, they just didn't tell where they got it from. But if you look back to the culture, when they brought that culture to, when they took it back home, they were killed for having influences on the youth. They were literally killed.
Yep.
You'll hear KRS-One. KRS-One used to talk about it in his rap songs about it, you know. Yeah, but Egypt is old by the time it's understanding what Dr. Clark was always saying was study your enemy. Find out who your enemy is. Your enemy didn't have no culture, didn't write a book till they had Homer and the Iliad or something like. Homer wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. That's 800 BC. Egypt is old at this time, is what he's trying to tell us.
And it's down. That's right. It is old decline. It's already had his walk in the sun. Something say.
Right. It's already had his walk in the sun. Sometimes we got to make sure we listen to Dr. John Henry Clark as a historian. And he say Egypt is old and all that. He always say Nile Valley civilization.
There you go.
Right, yeah.
It's Nile Valley, and the Nile Valley walked all the way up to the top.
There you go.
And the culture started from the south. And by coming up, it advanced. Every time it went higher, it was an advancement. It's moving on up, and they would advance. But the closer they got to the top, more the enemies came in. That's where the enemies can come in from the top.
But see,
and that became a problem.
That's right. Now,
so when you say the top, you're talking the map turned upside down.
The Mediterranean.
Right. The border, right. Where Egypt sits. That's
where all the water at. Where all the water at.
Right.
When you go up to the top, it's all that water. That's the Mediterranean. So enemies can come in from now.
Bet.
Okay, you still there, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, with this book and what Eric is telling you, what's the title of that book again, Eric?
It's called History of the Modern World.
The history. So when they start off with history, you don't hear none of that Bible shit. Like you be comparing that shit to other people with the Bible. That shit ain't in history. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I ain't finna try to talk about no Abraham doing none of that shit. That ain't history.
No.
Okay, so that's when he tell you the first people, the Europeans, they don't get their start to 800 BC. You know what I'm saying? Later, by 300 BC, you get Alexander the Great, who comes in as a warrior. When they come in, like I study for books and I love for books in this here, they destroyed the book.
Yeah.
They destroyed. Yeah. They went and grabbed some books and so-called had their little library. That was Kemet's library that they called.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was books they sold from Kemet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Stuff that they could understand.
Yeah, right.
They was banning stuff then. Some of the stuff, when we talk about the highest level of ourselves, our highest spirituality, we don't know none of that. They rejected that. I'll tell y'all about that story later, but
you can tell us now.
That's what I'm talking about, Renard. You can talk about it now.
Well, you'll hear about when those philosophers first came to Kemet. In the Kemet, we have a concept about knowledge itself. You are one with the creator. And it was different things and different techniques that they would go to and practices or go through the initiation to, it wasn't just talked about, it was you applied it. That makes sense?
That's right.
So when these Europeans came in, they couldn't do it. And our people start saying, y'all lying, y'all can do it. And they start saying, well, y'all lying, y'all really not divine. Y'all can't do that. And it became an argument over this concept about spirituality. And that's what we told them, y'all children. I don't care who the smartest one of y'all ever is, y'all at the feet of our children.
Damn.
That's right.
Okay. So at this point, they reject this concept of being connected with the one. And you'll hear about them at this point. In their mind, they going against the creator. Like the creator did something wrong. And it's, the hell with the creator. We're rejecting that. So when they came back and conquered, our books, a lot of our books that were dealing with that, with the higher concepts of the self, they trashed that. They rejected a lot of that, burned that, and some of the books you'll hear about hidden and this, that, and other. Again, that's why the beautiness of our ancestors, with even this wondering who they were and whatnot, some kind of way they saw back in the day that it was going to be a lie told about them. So they wrote in stone. The metanetta is wrote in stone. Okay? And they mummified their bodies because they knew that somebody would lie and say, no, them were white people, whatever. They mummified their bodies.
Yeah, that's right.
So the truth would come through at the end. Okay? First, when you're dealing with that stone and y'all connected, Jamie, you connected with a time when they call Stone Age. Even when we're dealing with stone, we were master builders.
Master builders.
That's why all that Mason and all that and playing with that, we weren't just talking about master builders. We really showed that we were master builders.
There it is.
That stuff still stands today to show you that we master builders. That's one part. We also were building each other up on a spiritual level. Kemet was
man, baby.
Dealing with the spirituality. They were master builders of oneself, to know thyself. Spiritual was Kemet was the light of the world. Okay? So when you hear about even later when they philosophers, everybody was attracted to Kemet to come get that info. They would not initiate foreigners. That's why it was later when those people came in. They wasn't really. It was much later when they first get that knowledge. The Libyans that came in and conquered us. It was some more kind of, people trying to survive. So I don't look at it negative, but maybe they shouldn't even gave them that information. But with that information that they got, they used it and conquered it. But this is so much later in our time period if we understand our people. Okay? But European foundation, when we talk about any white person, when they talking about they best of the best, it's built up on the Greeks. Understand that. That's what you first have to understand. And that's what they're going to teach in a higher institutions of learning. You're going to learn about their ass. You're going to learn about their Socrates, what they feel like, what they thought and this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? The other thing, as I said, Jamie, when they deal with real history, is that big old book, you ain't going to have nothing about no religion in there.
But you're right. And every last one of them, Pythagoras, Socrates, all of them studied right there in Egypt. And then they took it back and started their shit. You know what I'm saying?
And even their philosophers were considered children at learning this stuff, at least trying to learn it. So they're great Socrates and Plato's and Aristotle, and they were all somewhat children. They couldn't comprehend. Like their forefathers that would go in there either to Benin and they tried to destroy the pyramids, or they, did what they did to the statues because they couldn't comprehend how this stuff was being done.
Well,
And
Raven, the concept is, Raven, they plagiarized those works. It wasn't even their works. Once you understand, if you stealing somebody's shit, it making you look like you smart.
The way I see it is because they can't comprehend it or they choose not to, they pervert it, they corrupt it. They do the reverse.
Yes. Yes.
That's where the lies and the whitewashing and the deviancies.
It's true.
I find it interesting that Raven calls it benign instead of Benin.
How'd you pronounce it?
Benin.
Benin, okay.
Yeah, just something I caught, man. The last time he said it a few times too. So, I mean, I'm not saying yours is wrong. I just find it interesting.
Benin, yeah, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, to be honest with you. I just I remember reading or I'd seen something that had to do with the walls there because they were so much bigger and than the Great Wall of China, and it's like they're not standing anymore. Come to find out why, because whoever came in and destroyed, they couldn't comprehend it, couldn't understand how it was built.
And I wanted to say something to what Gerald was saying too, like just think about that, man. They're talking about slavery was a benefit. I mean, they learn, our people learn skills. Like, are you? I mean, do you really hear this, man? I mean, like, can you believe that he could say something like that out of his mouth, knowing this history, knowing that, in 2000 BC, when y'all was in the Stone Age, we was already in dynasties, 11, 12 dynasties, 14 dynasties. You know what I mean? Like, we was
Yeah, I think that's important for the viewers to hear that too, man. What you just imparted from what we were talking about, man, to what we were just talking about, because you're saying that we learned something from being enslaved, and we've proven right now that even before we went to Egypt, we was already skilled and suited and booted.
That's right.
From Nubia and Sudan.
Already ready.
So yeah, I just want to, bookmark that one, highlight that one for the viewers and not to diminish anything else that was said at all.
Yeah, right? just want to make sure y'all figure that out. Like how do you explain that? You know what I mean? Like how do you explain that it benefited them in any kind of way, gave them any kind of skills, other than special survival skills they may have needed to survive that shit that they had them going through. But the only benefit that anyone had was the slave masters, you know what I mean, and the country in which the slave masters was in, right? So I'm just saying, man, like that was the only benefit. You're not fooling no goddamn body, right? We ain't buying that. Our people was great. Our people was great before y'all even came around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we was building structures and like check out the pyramids in the Sudan. That's way older than the pyramids in Egypt. Like this is what we're talking about, right? Right. I mean, how far back does that go, King?
I think they know that they're lying. They're, the way they have power is coming to an end. So they gotta say whatever they can say, whether it be the aliens, whether it be slavery. They know at this point in time where everybody got a phone and can do the research themselves, ain't no one gonna buy this stuff.
No,
exactly. You can see, you can literally see the evolution on where they were building, when they were building these pyramids, when they started all the way, you know what I'm saying? You can see the evolution.
That's
so
right.
it was never nobody came in and just put them up, right? You can see the evolution, how they went from when they went from the step pyramids to the pyramids, right? You know what I'm saying? And how they, and not only that, man, like the mathematics that our people had to have, the mathematic comprehension, you know what I mean, that our people had to have to
Yes,
be
sir.
able to build those pyramids and to have those pyramids lined directly with Orion's belt, King. Directly with Orion's belt, King, to a point where they can't figure out how they did it. This is why they saying that it had to be some outside force because the mathematics was so precise. Now just check out the mathematics,
Hey,
huh? In the fifth dynasty, King. Just check out the mathematics, King. And that was just in the fifth dynasty, King. Check out the mathematics that was before that, over in the Sudan. Check out the mathematics. So King, you can't. That's math. That's straight math right there.
Hey,
That,
that is.
so
that's
so
mathematics, King. So
so
you
so so
go ahead.
Eric got a cold ass video, showing showing the precision of the pyramids being built. You guys might have seen it, but I'll try to pull it up and or Eric can send it to me again. But I wanted
I just shared it in the chat.
that same video.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that one's too long to play right now. As I was gonna say,
yeah. No, I just shared it in the chat so people can.
okay, so I'll send that. I'll send that out to people.
Yeah.
And then Eric, you mentioned another video in the beginning of when you was talking, and you said, I don't know how to share. So you can send that if you want to show that video, or if you want to read some more out of that book. I want you to get that in before we get to,
no, that was the general. The general point was just like we were talking about, which led to this discussion. Just historically, how we can't play the game with the lies. We can't deal with that anymore. But the thing is, and to know that information was torn up and burned lets you know how important information is. So if the information was in the books then, I'm sure there's still in some of these books now. That's where I'm finding it at. And other places, but we got other media sources now, so it's great. But that was my point. That get into them books, start wherever you start, Google the information, and just grind, And I'm telling you, pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down. Your mind gonna be figuring it out when you're not even with the book, not even in your hands.
Yeah, Eric, Gerald gave a great description of remembering, us remembering, that compliments what you're talking about.
Putting it back together. You're putting it back together.
And then in reference to what you just said about the media and Raven, put his phone out there. What I want to say on that is they had a good run. Right? They had a damn good run. Right?
I like it as there's only one plan, it's the divine plan. So all this had to happen. Maybe it's a reason we can't comprehend, but it's up to the creator. And like I said, it's coming to a close and they know it. That's why they're trying to come out of left field with all these tricks. And it's really, it's over with now because people can do their own research. People can, ask these questions and figure this stuff out.
And, so let me just chime in on what he said real quick, because what you said translates to me to, you said this had to happen. So the creator, I don't believe that. I don't believe that point, right? I see it happened, but that it had to happen goes back to that fucked up state of mind that the creator created this shit to happen. Even though we have the two, the good, the bad, the male, the female, the noon, the nunette, and all that kind of stuff. And when you get into that, and I could be wrong, so I'm just throwing it out there. When you go back into that, the creator made that happen, right? That he says it's okay. He co-signed that shit, right? That's that fucked up state of mind to me, right?
Well, let me put it like this.
And I'm just saying that there's so many areas. There's so many areas within my daily life that I pull a check on that indoctrinated state of thought an action and a resolution and shit like that, man. And so to me, that is one of them. I'm not pointing you out. I'm pointing out the ideology of it.
The reason I say that is because in my mind, we can't stop time, we can't pause time, and we can't go back. So in essence, to put my mind on the what ifs when there's only this, I guess keeps me focused to a degree. But I say it in the sense as everything that is in life, anything that's able to exist is only existing through God. There's nothing greater than God. There's nothing outside God. Not saying that God wants what happened to happen, but because we have the free, or we had the will, the choice to choose, it goes, I guess, hand in hand with it. Not saying God wants people to die or God, but it's all in existence. And there's no other greater entity than God to be able to create this. I don't know if that's making any sense.
So then my question would be, who is God?
I view God as, first, I view everything as an expression of God. Everything in existence is an expression of God.
Okay, but who is, so when you're talking about who God, you're talking about a singular. Am I correct?
Divine intelligence.
I know you're explaining it as plural. Plural. But are you identifying? And all I'm saying, King, all I'm saying is these are checkpoints to check and see if I'm in that indoctrinated state or in this freedom state. That's my only point, right?
I got you.
Because we can justify and go back and forth with all that. That's my clear point.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me just cut in real quick. I think for the sake of conversation, for just everybody using the American language, and we're gonna flop back and forth, especially because there's so much language to use, and there's so much language and descriptions of things that we can use. So common language would be people say God, but I, like you, the description for me over my evolution, my mental evolution, it changed. It changed. It changed, and it to me in my mind got clearer. So, but I think what brother's saying is that, yes, you can describe it plurally or singularly, but to understand it's something greater than
that's my point.
Your physical self that is controlling the natural world around you. You know that your physical self does not control anything natural occurring around you.
Correct.
But you do, your control is within yourself, and to understand and become aligned with the natural world around you.
Right.
That's your task.
That's that smoke right there. That's
like you said, whether it's God, creator, so whatever you want to call, I see it as all. Everything that's you can even think of, it's all of God.
Hey, Gerald, keep going right after this. Gerald got something for your ass on this one.
Oh yeah.
All right. I guarantee you, we talked about it. Right?
I don't say much, but one thing I want to say about tonight is, man, the truth in the timeline, man, that is so explosive. The truth in the timeline. You can't get around it.
Can't get around it. That's right.
Can't get around it.
That's right.
It will expose the untruths. And I like that.
The mic on, Jamie.
Thank you.
Yeah, you didn't have to stop, Chris. And then Raven, make sure you finished what you were saying, dude.
Oh no, I finished. I'm ready to hear what you said. Gerald's gonna
we
blow my
like
mind
Gerald
with.
to speak.
But
this is the reason. But see, this is the reason why you don't see no timelines, and you don't see like any of the Abrahamic faiths giving no timelines. You will never see them give a timeline. They stay way away from the timelines, because if you get into the timelines with them,
Jamie,
you can't find them. You feel me?
Jamie, remember when we first started this joint, you pulled up their timeline, right? You pulled up their timeline, but in the Bible you ain't gonna find it. But when they form their timeline, that timeline don't match. That's why I connected it with Chris, because he put up one of them timelines he brought up one of them timelines off the Google, and it was from the timeline that they compared to, and you compare it to the Cometics, the King's List alone. It ain't gonna match. It's all balanced.
But for
Hey,
that
JC,
but
yeah.
for that reason, I'm just throw this in there. I know we all have different beliefs, creators, whatever, but that drew us together right there on the spot.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That got me drawn in because there's somebody else out there that's thinking in the same direction
Yeah.
and learning in the same direction.
And you said you put it out there to create some smoke, so that was good.
Yeah, and you know, it was because them timelines wasn't even right either.
Right.
But there was a disparity to make people wake up. And I wasn't really shooting it at you as much as some other people. And it exposed what it is, and that's why we're here today.
Yeah, and that's big ups, man. Big ups.
And I'll be honest with you, man. I was out and about taking care of the queen, and I need to get back. As soon as I walked in the door, the women did their thing, and my son was like, "Hey, what we gonna do? We gonna get on this chat?" And so we jumped right on. We thought we was late, man. We was working.
Right.
Brothers, man. I appreciate every one of y'all kings, but I want Gerald. Let's go.
What I'm supposed to be talking on, God?
Hey, man, remember when we was talking earlier, man, and you said that you're gonna remind people of not to be a part of that flesh, part of that physical.
I think you had asked Raven about something. Raven spoke up about the creator or something. What was the question he had asked you, Raven?
I think he asked me what.
You don't have to think, you can just ask me what I asked you. Right?
Yeah, you remember my bad.
What I asked you was, then who was God?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you say God or the creator is the all, that
Right.
sounds plural.
Y'all.
We also, and all is pan. So this concept, when we saying God is the all, it's a concept called pantheism. Not monotheism, but pantheism. Okay. The all is also the one, which can, if your mind don't understand the trigonometry, or it's not trigonometry, it's just that complex. The all is also the one. How can that be so? What they call the all are aspects of what they call the one.
There we go.
Okay. Who is the one? What is the one? The one, in that understanding, could be looked at as an intelligence, a supreme being, in our general terms, what they call God, the creator.
I'm trying to listen, man.
Okay. So once you put it in that and you're trying to break it down to where everybody can be on the same level and understand, okay, we're talking about God, the one, the all, okay, God, the creator, the supreme being. What does that have to do with me? Well, God is this. Some people will say God is the creator of me. I am not one with God. In our ancient concept, we are always one with the creator. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Deeper you get, you might hear him saying we were one before the creator.
Say that again.
See, I knew that was coming. I knew that because I stopped him at the same point.
One before the creator.
And what is the one before the creator?
That's the concept. What they would say is something that was always there, and they would say that was noon. But we really couldn't understand noon. So you'll hear these different abstract concepts about it, about darkness and hidden and all these different type of things. They always knew it was something. Inside of that something it always was a potential. That potentiality that came out of this that was always there would be what we call these creators. Okay. So it was always still something before the creator, or the creator, you'll hear the creator being a seed sometimes, or in this inert thing having the potential to be, but it is in this inert stage. They got mythology. Now we're finna get to what y'all was kind of getting on. They got mythology where our ancestors would play with, okay, why did the creator create? What was everything created for? I don't know if anybody ever gotten to that far. And it'll be some shit about the creator wanted to have experience.
Right. Dr. James Smalls talks about that.
You know, we wanted to have experience.
Okay.
But when we come in and we get locked in through our lower self and blah, blah. And that's when we have to remember who we are. It's the remembering of that we are not the body, we are divine beings, we are eternal beings trying to have this experience.
The physical experience. That's right.
We some people are trying to say we physical beings having a spiritual experience. No, we spiritual beings having a physical experience.
That's right. Have a physical experience.
Right. So the knowledge of yourself is really the peeling back the onions. It's layers that you think you are. You have to reject, I am not that. But first to have knowledge of self. That's
just one second, Gerald. And so that spiritual being having human experience is that all, the God, I am God.
Right?
That infinite energy. That's right.
The infinite energy. So
that God force, baby. Yeah.
And then we're in the Midwest. We're in the Midwest and on the East. I don't know how much it was down in the South, but you know, that was thrown around rampantly. You know, I'm God. God, what up, God? Right? You know, all the time.
Especially on the East,
Yeah.
See,
so,
but see, the thing is we was here before God.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Fell short.
That's the whole point. We was here before God.
Right.
And
right?
But be clear on what you mean. Be clear be clear on what you, so they can understand what you mean by that, brother.
Well, it's pretty much what Gerald said. So when you talking about the primordial waters, that's what Gerald was talking about, noon. Right? And that was before anything.
Can you spell that?
No, N-U-N.
N-U-N. Hey, and I just put up a video on Sankofa, and I sent it to Chris and Raven.
So we are the noon. We are the noon. We just droplets of the noon. Right? You feel me?
Right.
Okay.
I think did they pop off?
Yeah, they'll probably get right back on.
Yeah, they jumped. I bet their phone must have died or something.
Yeah, this is Power
Yeah,
Bill.
but like you say, and you know, Dr. Ben said that, Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben said that also, is that man, God needed man didn't need God. So I mean, vice versa. God needed to describe. He created God, a concept of God. Man did that.
Right. That's right.
And that's which it makes sense. It makes it, they'll come out of the minds of man, of the humans, came out of the minds of the human being.
Right.
Description of something greater than themselves. And you know what I mean? And then from there, you would think it just gradually took on and people start, okay, you know what I mean? Identify more about how my mind can create things.
Right.
And you start feeling, now I can close my eyes and envision stuff I ain't done yet. Now you start really connecting with your mind. You dig? And really start understanding, hey, the way I feel is deep down inside of me. You gotta just start describing yourself, describing things you feel and think. You know, I'm just trying with them third eye ideas of the third eye and the pineal gland. You know, those are places that really exist within you. And they serve a purpose. And so man was able to describe these things because damn it, he was cold in that anatomy. That was part of it. You had to go inside somebody to know what you was looking at to start describing things.
Yeah, and we get out of that 5% of the mind only works. We only use 5% of our thinking, our minds, right?
I
Somebody,
don't know who
somebody
said
with
that.
only
But all
5%
I'm
of my
saying is
mind
it was
told us
said,
that.
and a lot of motherfuckers
Hey,
followed. I
hey,
did.
look, somebody with only 5% of mind told us that. The whole point of me
Right.
reading the
Right. Because I don't know where they got that from.
See, so the whole point of reading the history book was to say the shit, everything that we got to be taught, you got to be untaught. Shit.
Oh shit, that shit funny. Hey, Gerald, man, finish what you were saying though. Hey, welcome back, fellas. Hey, don't worry.
We had technical.
Don't worry, because you'll be able to get on the video. You will be able to review the video again anyway. Hey, Gerald, finish what you was doing though, man. If you wanted to.
I don't know if I connected with Raven, if anything he wanted to answer back, or Chris wanted to say anything back, you know.
Oh no,
Yeah, we missed out, man. We lost out. The power blinked out for a minute.
You heard most of it though. You heard most of what Gerald was saying. No?
No, we missed quite a bit. We got a storm going on right now.
Okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to go back to it, or you can address it, Gerald, how you want to, man. Whatever you want to do.
It was getting good, and we got blinked out, unfortunately, man.
Yeah.
I think but I think you left off talking about
noon.
I was asking about the spelling, and it blinked out.
Right. N-U-N.
All right, I'm good.
And then I sent you and Raven both a video, right? That's going to explain all of that. But you get more detail of it here. Right?
Let's go. We'll catch up so I can watch the video.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first thing is always connect to the origin. So we connected back we always connected back to the beginning. It was something that you was talking about, Eric. You was talking about understanding these organs and dealing with ourselves and these different concepts. One of the main concepts is they said that their soul was immortal.
Yes, sir.
How the hell did you come up with that? To just flip, how did we come up to just say it's some part of us that is everlasting?
Yeah. That's deep. That's real deep.
Yeah, this is shit I'm talking about. Right?
Yeah.
Jamie warmed me up to this.
Live their lives according to that belief.
Yes,
We
sir.
don't know if when we die it's over. Nobody knows.
No.
Nobody knows.
No.
But they lived and built up a certain way of life and a concept and a culture and a civilization that lasted 3,000 years dealing with these principles
And
of how to live.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know, and allowed them for us to be still talking about them today, to where it's the only civilization where they say some shit called Egyptology. They don't got no other ethology dealing with other civilization.
You mean to tell me ain't no Frenchology, man? Ain't
No.
no Italianology.
No. You know what I'm saying? And it's these people who presently over what they call Egyptology is telling lies about it. That's why Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop, they would try to they would say they were chemicologists.
that was the point of Egyptology, to control the information.
Yes, sir.
That was the point of it. That was a way that the Catholics can control the information, man, coming out of those digs. And so they created Egyptology. They ain't digging nowhere but over there. They ain't digging over in Europe. They ain't digging over there in Iraq and Iran, where Mesopotamia and all that shit was at, and Sumer and all that shit. They ain't digging over there. They're digging right there in Kemet, man, right now. And right now, today, as we speak, that's where they digging at, man. And you know what I mean? They ain't digging in Jerusalem. Why they ain't digging over there? You know what I mean? Why they ain't digging in, over there in Bethlehem and all them joints where the other cats was supposed to be at? They can't find none of them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Hey, Eric, send me that. I mean, Gerald, send me that. Eric, Eric, send me that video that you posted on Zoom so that I can send it out to people.
But by them declaring and having a knowledge of self and saying that they were eternal beings, you know what I'm saying? This is this higher knowledge of self that they would deal with and how they would, you know, again, build the civilization and why they talked about so much today. And that's why the information for brothers like ourselves who want to know what it was about, you know, we are attracted to this type of information.
Yeah. Hey, my fault. I just came back in, man. I'm not to cut you off, Jerry. Did somebody say send them a video?
Yeah, send me that video so I can send it out to everybody else.
I put it in the chat link. Could you see
I
it?
know you
Or
put
just-
it in the
oh,
chat.
Okay.
I know you
I'll
put
send it to your what?
messenger.
To the
Messenger. Messenger.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Bet. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah, keep going, keep it going, Gerald.
Yeah, so when I go back to the beginning, the creator wanted to have experience. That's you. That's each one of us. We wanted to have an experience. But we are equipped with everything that we need to figure this thing out. Okay? That's what we come together and build amongst brothers and sisters who on that quest. That's what the main myth of dealing with the Saw, the resurrection of a Saw. You know, that's the myth that we live in out. You know, and it's a journey. If you understand that you're an eternal being, as we said earlier, some of this stuff you don't take so serious. Okay? It is what it is. I can't hear you if you're speaking, Eric.
Oh no, I
Okay.
hit something by accident. My fault. That was my mistake.
No, my bad. No, okay. No problem.
Mute the radio.
Yeah.
Mute.
And then you have this concept of discernment. You really start paying attention to things that's only relevant to you. You know, certain things like this, where other people say that's crazy. It's Friday night. I want to be
Right.
partying. Yeah, I can't sit up in no goddamn room with no other brothers and be talking about some ancient stuff. He pulled out this big old book talking about ancient history. What do I care about the Greeks? I'm about making some money. You know. So that's where most of our people are led to. There are some people that will free up their time, or that's what their spirit leads them to, and this is what they enjoy, like ourselves, to build on these type of things, try to remember, try to put these little pieces of information together, and it might click with somebody. And from that, somebody might build on that. You know what I'm saying? And again, for the people that watching and it inspire them, let them know we just regular brothers. We're not no different. We're not, we're not trying to be no special people, just regular brothers. And some sisters that's by our side, you might not see some of them, but they're here with us, here on here trying to understand, trying to find some solutions to some of these problems. Our ancestors always dealt with it from a spiritual way, first and foremost, And until we get back into that, the true spiritual way, because the way that we have been dealing with it, we wouldn't get no solutions by that way that, our slave master had taught us. And again, it's one thing to keep talking about that. It's another thing to try to figure out what our ancestors was really doing, and then, deal with that. So that's what I want to say on that.
Yeah.
I got a question. I heard you say about our spiritual self quite a bit. And I guess my question is what the answer is from y'all, Kings. What's the difference, or is there a difference between how we say the spirit or the soul?
I think there's a difference in that I think the last session we were on together, Gerald was explaining the difference from the body and the soul, right? And so I'll let somebody else chime in on that, because I'm really thankful that Jamie warmed me up on a lot of this stuff, man. He tagged me with all this shit, man, in like a day. No, it was longer than that, but we get to, man, what a refresher, man, and the expansion of information and relativity to that total inside being, man, that work and connection to the all and all that, man. So, go ahead and expound on that. Anybody that wants to expound on Chris's question.
If you go back to committed thought, Chris, you'll have our ancient people talking about a ba and a ka. When you look up the ka, it was almost explained as spirit. When you look at spirit, it's breath. Is the concept that I was taught through my understanding and studies about it, that breath comes when you're born. When that doctor slapped that baby on the butt, get that pop, you get that breath. And when you expire, when you make your transition, you take your last breath. Okay? So that's what they call this ka. The ba was more, when we say we before the creator, connect that ba with eternal, something eternal. Okay? When in any religion, it's a judgment. That makes sense?
Oh yeah, so far so good.
Yeah. So in any religion, when they say something gonna get judged, they don't say your spirit gonna get judged, they say your soul gonna get judged. And this soul gonna be either eternal with something good or eternal with something bad. Forever. So this is what makes people supposed to act a certain way, because whatever this is being judged at the end times is gonna have this eternal thing put on them. So it's some part of you that's eternal. This is what we call the soul. The only thing that you ever connect with something that is eternal is God, is the creator. That makes sense?
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Okay.
I know a lot of pastors need to hear this.
Right.
Bring them on, man. Bring them on. I've been trying to get a few on, man. They be skipping and hopping and running and ducking and
I ain't throwing no stones, but I asked this question to many pastors. This is the first time someone even tried to give me an explanation that made sense.
Yeah, because they can't make sense, man, because that'll mess with their paper.
Yeah, no disrespect. I understand, but I was being.
Oh, it's disrespect. I'm disrespecting them. Let them get on. Let me have a conversation with them. I mean, it don't have to be no direct blast or nothing like that, man. It's just disrespectful to them, right? You know what I mean? So I use that term as their condition would be, right? Not as an actual action what I'm doing. I'm just feeding them. But like Erica was talking about, we got to get down to the core of our emotions, man. We floating on the surface, identifying and ducking and dodging, right? So just because somebody feel a type of way from a delivery that I impose upon them, that don't mean that that's what it is. Now, I'm coming with all kind of love, right? I understand that it's heavy, right? And understand that it's weighty to them, right? And they're labeled as disrespecting God. Oh, I can't do that. Who gonna come save me now, right? How much money, how many more lies am I gonna tell to feed the congregation, to feed the line my pockets, right? And give me a false identity. Jared was talking about, I want to leave a legacy, man. That's the motherfucking legacy that I got to leave, right? And hoping just like the Egyptologists and the people that Erica was talking about when he was reading that book, that they want to supersede us, overstand us. That's their position, that's their legacy, right? Or what kind of legacy we gonna leave? And it has to go match with them the identification of our emotions, right? Of our soul, right? And shit like that. So there it is.
I guess you hit it on the head too. What I was thinking about, how do I leave my legacy to make sure that their soul is judged eternally the right way?
Follow the 42 laws of Ma'at.
There you go. And then what happens when you've fallen short before you know the 42 laws?
You just follow them when you get to it. What you got
Hey.
there? What you got there, Eric?
That's it.
Yeah, the 42, right? And then,
This
then,
Anthony Brown-
yeah, and then, if you fall short on one of them, guess what? You better not say that you did it, right? You just got another day to redeem your shit.
That's it.
But you know what? Here's the thing about it. You ain't got nobody that you can hand it off to though. See what I'm saying? You can't right? You can't say, well, he died for my sins, so I'm cool. No, it ain't nothing like that. You're responsible for yourself, and you can't hand it off to nobody. So what it is this: if you can't say, that's right. You're gonna take responsibility for you, right? And so what that means is in the morning, you say, I will not, right? You can say all 42, right? And then at night before you go to bed, you say, I have not, and you're supposed to be able to read off every last 42 laws, right?
But if you didn't, when you're reading them, if you didn't fulfill that, don't you dare jabber your jaws that you did.
Right. But if you haven't, don't
Stop.
say that you
Everybody
have.
stop.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody stop. Eric, you got what you had?
This is Anthony Browder's book, and it has the list of the confessions right here. I'm
Read
actually on
number
that
one.
page.
Read number one.
I have not done iniquity. Number
Can
two,
anybody say that right now?
Nope.
I have not done iniquity. Shit, I can't.
Nope.
Do we need to look up what that word means?
So hold on. I got the book too.
Break
Booyah.
it up, break it out, break it out.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? At any time, if you ever have them, you just say it, you can do it anytime right then and say, have I done this right now? Have I done these today? It's not it's something that you can put in application anytime you think about it.
Anytime, that's right.
Here. Can you come here a minute?
Yeah.
I can't find my glass. Oh, never mind. I got him.
Yeah, my thing is this. I do it in the morning, I will not. And then at night, I know that I can name all 42. I have not. If you can't, don't say that you have not. But what you can do is you can make it up tomorrow.
How long did it take you to get to that 42 of have not?
I mean, you
Ain't
gotta.
got there.
Yeah, I ain't got there.
I got his back on that one. He ain't got there.
I ain't got there. No, I ain't
Man,
got there.
Why you have me take that deep sigh and that deep breath?
I ain't got there. I'm just saying, but I'm gonna get there.
I love the truth. The truth will set you free.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on,
get there.
I'm looking up iniquity. Just give me a minute here.
Again, looking at it from that way, if you practice this, let me back up just a little bit and put it more in perspective. When we doing this, we saying there's no mediator between me and the creator.
That's what I've been saying.
Right.
Okay? There's no mediator between me and the creator. The only way you accept that there has to be a mediator is to first to accept that your soul from the beginning is what?
Pure.
No, your shit. See, you born in the sin.
You born in sin. There you go.
Yeah. So I was coming from our side. I was coming
Yeah,
from our
same.
side.
You born in the
You right
sin.
what you saying, but that ain't what you believe. They gotta believe that they was born in sin. Therefore, who is that mediator to cleanse their soul for
Mhm.
Jeebus,
Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
Jeebus,
them?
Jeebus.
Y'all,
All right,
y'all
let me
what
read
can wash away my sins?
nothing
Nothing
but
but
the
the
blood.
blood of Jesus.
Jeebus.
Y'all better quit
What
laughing at that,
can
man.
make
Y'all
me
better quit
whole
laughing at that.
again?
Man, hey, look here,
Nothing but
man.
the
Hey,
blood of
uh, old,
Jesus.
old
So
Jeebus.
again,
Yeah. Hey,
if you
wow.
believe that becomes the mediator for those who believe. And even though we might laugh, that belief rules the world. It's more Christians than anybody, whether we like it or not.
But
They have a belief that Jesus Christ is their savior. He died for their sins. Okay. We don't believe we need a mediator. Okay. We don't believe that you need a mediator in between you and the creator. It's something that's naturally within you. So those same things, and you'll keep hearing people saying the 10 Commandments were taken from these. And that's the way that they're supposed to behave. And again, as y'all hear, y'all know the story. Somebody was telling them how to do it. We already knew how to do it, regardless on that point.
And they stole, and they said, do not
Right.
steal. And they stole our shit.
This
Do
was a
not
knowledge
murder,
of self.
do not murder, and they're going around killing babies.
No, we said that. And they did.
Yeah.
We said that. We said that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We said that first. Then they grabbed it.
Yeah, then they
Right.
grabbed it and
You
did
know,
and did opposite of what they was pronouncing.
I mean, you got Moses. You got Moses. What? I mean, like his Bible tell on him. His writings tell on him. You know what I'm saying? He break it. You know what I'm saying? His whole hook. His writings tell on him. He tell on his damn self.
I see it this way, and I'm gonna try to say it the right way. The 42 laws, if you work on that, like you said, that you're not there yet, and I don't know if anybody's there yet, but I'm working on it today. From this day forward, things are going to change in a positive way. If I work on only the 10 Commandments, I'm gonna be missing a lot.
And you're gonna be working within a construct of corrupt, right?
Well,
Exactly.
well, the 10 Commandments come out of the. You can find the 10 in the 42.
I agree. I've never heard in 10 Commandments, I did not, and then at the end of the day to say I have not.
Well, the thing is this because you got somebody that you got a fall you got a fall guy. You don't have to take responsibility in that.
No accountability. That makes a lot of people worse. Well, it ain't on me. I can do what I want to do.
And that's why you can flip flop in this religion. That's why you can get pedophiles that can be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? And baby killers and women, killing women. They can be forgiven, right? Because all they got to do is just believe and repent.
God gonna cover your
He
gonna
got
cover
to
your sin.
he gonna repent, right? But see, and that's just like I said. Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead, King.
Hey, let me read the iniquity, man.
All right, go ahead.
And I was gonna say something slick too, but I lost that one. So iniquity says probably before 1300, borrow from old French. Iniquity is these are just italicized words. Learn, borrowing from Latin, iniquitium, the nominative iniquitous, unequalness, unjust, from iniquitous, unjust, unequal, and the suffix is ity. There it is. So with that explanation of the iniquity, and you said let's stop right there, Gerald. What you want to put on that?
What was it again? Read it again. Iniquity. What was that?
I have not done iniquity.
So I'll read it again.
Excuse me. Yeah, I have not done iniquity.
Right. And the two that threw me for a loop in the 42 laws of my was, I will not pollute the earth and I will not talk over much. Right. So I mean, this should give me a whole lot to talk about. You feel me? You know what I mean? So yeah, it give me a whole lot to talk over much, man. But just saying, tame that shit. So and then I stopped polluting the earth with, I throw whatever out the car, man. I can't even do it, man. So let me get back to iniquity here. Okay, it says probably before 1300, iniquity borrowed from Old French iniquité. How would you say iniquity in French, Carrie? Iniquité. Learned borrowing from Latin, iniquitium, nominative iniquitous, unequalness, unjust, from iniquous, unjust, unequal, and the suffix is ity.
Okay, and this says immoral or grossly unfair behavior. So okay, so yeah, I could say I ain't did no immoral or grossly unfair behavior today. I ain't did that.
Okay,
No,
mine say
Hey, not
sin.
Exactly.
hey,
All right. I
hey,
agree with that.
not yet.
Not
Anyway,
yet. Not yet.
not yet. Anyway, well, I'm just saying, what I mean? So I can say that right now, right?
Read another one. Read another one, Eric.
Mine say unrighteousness, a sin or a crime, wickedness, an act of injustice.
It says wickedness, sinful, immorality, impropriety, vice, evil, sin, villainy, criminality, crime, heinous. So it goes down, man. I mean, it all means the same, immoral, or
So as you said, Jamie, you have not committed inequity.
Not today.
I have not committed inequity.
No, not today.
Somebody else say it.
Yeah, I have not committed iniquity.
I have not committed iniquity.
No, not today. I have not committed.
Not yet.
Oh.
But I haven't done it. I haven't. Read one more. Read one more. Read two more. Eric.
I have not robbed with violence.
No,
I have not stolen.
I have not robbed with violence. I can say that.
Yeah, I have not stolen.
So what? Let's open that up a minute. What I have not robbed with violence? What does that equate to you guys? Because I could be robbing somebody's peace. I could be robbing somebody's character.
Well, violence.
You ain't did it with violence. I mean, you ain't.
But violently. So all I'm saying is, so I can rob somebody's shit, just by a conversation, right?
Well, if you read all the 42, you might have one that covers not robbing nobody of their mental peace either, transgressing against someone of some of that nature. It just may not be described as rob. But when he talk about specifically, probably dealing with strictly the physically robbing someone.
Okay.
Sticking up somebody for their money.
So keeping it simple, like Gerald was saying, keep it simple.
You ain't took. We ain't took nothing from nobody.
We ain't strong on nobody.
Right. We're violent.
And we gotta watch if somebody gotta play around them and figure out if they kind of done it or not. Yeah, don't say it. Yeah.
So what you saying, man? So what you saying, man? I done fucked up.
Yeah, you messed up, bro.
Be automatic.
Right. Yeah.
I ain't even been out the house, King. Yeah, I was at Best Buy, man. I had to check my file, man.
I hope I didn't rob no people, by the way. Some of them people was looking at me when I was spending my money at the store.
Right. But like he was saying, But like he was saying, I think that one's further down the line though, you know.
Hey, read a couple of more, Eric.
All right. I have not stolen. I have not done no murder. I have not done no harm. I have not defrauded offerings. I have not diminished obligations. I have not plundered the netter.
I have not diminished obligations.
Mhm. Or I have not plundered the netter. The netter.
Oh, see, man, you talking shit, man.
So have you plundered nature? Have you plundered the netter?
No,
I have not plundered nature. I live with it.
no, I'm
Have you
I drove my vehicle though.
No.
So
have you
vehicle, we probably messing with nature a little bit.
have you plundered yourself?
Today?
Have you plundered, yeah,
No,
today.
not
Okay.
today.
Yeah,
No, I ain't plundering myself.
Right. So we just dealing with today.
right.
Right. Give us another one.
I have not
Wait.
spoken lies. I have not snatched away food. God, no. I have not caused pain. I have not committed fornication.
I have not caused pain. I have not caused pain. That's that conversation right there that I look at, man. And just in conversation, and I can pretty much bank on it if I get in a conversation outside the house. Outside the house, I guarantee you I didn't did that. Unless somebody got a lighter explanation, because I have the tendency to overthink it, and Gerald is quick to, and Jamie both was always quick to reel me back in and shit, man. So just keep shit where it's at, man.
Hey, go ahead, Eric.
All right. Excuse me. I have not committed fornication. I said that one. I have not caused shedding of tears. I have not.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
All right.
So have you had so now it don't mean that it had to be actual tears either. But you know what I'm saying? But have you had made somebody, as if they would share tears? There's some that may would make them shake. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that would be based on the individual. That's individual, because that's what would you call that, subjective? Because you would objective, because you would have to. It would be based on an individual's interpretation of what you said. Because you might have said some sweet things to your gal, and boy, and you might have brought a tear to what you said. You know what I mean?
right?
But it seems in a negative context.
I think this is a negative.
Hurtful.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's the negative confessions, right?
So that's why Gerald said. That's why Gerald said. That overthinking, right? And then he just cut me with if you overthinking it, you might have done some shit. If you gotta think about it, I mean, damn, King. I mean, for real. Like,
okay, here we go. What even as Eric said, some of them, when you automatically listen about it, is gonna make you have some introspection. It's gonna make you think about yourself and how you behave.
100.
If you got to think about yourself and check your behavior, you might have done it. And that's just a check upon self. If you pass that, you ain't made nobody shed no tears, or you ain't hurt them. That makes sense. If not, like I know I'm in that stage where I still might hurt people, I still might shed some tears. That's when you being honest about working on yourself, dealing with
what I'm talking about.
The Declaration of Innocence, and you can't declare them sometimes, because even if you even think about it, don't say it. If you gotta reach back and think about it, leave that one alone. But you understand that's some work you gotta do. That's where your work is done. That's building you up.
You had a community. If you just think, man, if you had a community that everyone practiced Ma'at, King,
right?
You would have a straight. You would have a complete utopia.
That's where it's supposed to be, and that's where it was at one time.
And it was like that for a long time.
For a long time, it was until people until they came in, because they were short on resources, and things like that.
I used to really be mad at my ancestors, because how did y'all let this happen?
Well, man, they lasted for over 3,000 years, King.
I
I
have to.
mean, wow, that's longer than anybody on the planet.
Yeah, today. Yeah.
You know,
That's a valid frame of thought though, right? You know, to consider.
For real, my son had
Yeah.
to check me a few times. He had
Huh?
to check me because of my words like that, man. How I'm a little mad at my ancestors. How y'all let this happen? But
Yeah, man.
we're a loving people.
I mean, it was a number. I mean, some say it fell from the inside. It's just another, I mean, you could debate that. That'd be that's a good. I mean, you got many people think different reasons, man.
That should be
You
the
know,
next
they got conquered. They got conquered a lot, man. And I think that once they started getting conquered on a regular, man, they started losing traction, man. You know what I mean? The natives started losing traction, man, and the South couldn't bail them out any longer. I think the last native was like, what was it, like three something like that. Right before the Ptolemies came in, right?
Got as you said, when you started going back to history.
Can I say something, Gerald, before you jump in?
Yeah.
Let me just say this, man. There's a little humor in it, man, but it's so serious to me, right? So Eric threw a cut out there, right?
Queen.
You know, and then he came back and he said, it's necessary to consider those thoughts, right? Because motherfucker will just jump off the curb, and that there again goes back to that indoctrinated behavior of, I'll confess this, it's off my chest, and I even if I don't repent, I can do a little bit better. So the quick jump off of, I ain't do that, right? I didn't do that, right? So we gotta get down. That's why I like my style, man. I inventory a lot of shit within myself and others, of course, right? And so, we can laugh about that little thing we laughed about, but I think it's really important to examine that, right? And I think Gerald was just, validating all that shit, right? And it's a true point. If you got to pause, nigga, you might need to
got work to do.
Hold it back and run the check. Go ahead, Gerald.
You got work to do if you got to pause. That's all.
Right. Yeah. And again, it's self-reflection, and it's between you, because when you pause. Ain't nobody else. Only you know, and don't be afraid of self. Don't try to hide that. That's a part of the process that the ancestors set up for us to be true to self. Yeah. To be divine. And again, the last time we was on, when I was reading some of the stuff from the book, the teachers up at top, it's teaching us how to act when we behaving with others. If you're too strong for them, chill. If they acting too mad for you, chill. Or not, nobody gonna know, who acting ugly or not. It's always telling you to relax.
Two statements again.
It's just showing us. It's just basically showing us how to treat each other and how to live
Right.
in harmony with nature, man.
Exactly.
And that's it, man. That's all it is, man. And
Basically.
you know what I mean? It's basic, man. You know what I mean? It ain't, it ain't nothing hard about it. It really ain't, man. I mean, it's just not, man. It's just real simple, man. I mean, it's just a way of just, but see, that was my art was just, it was a natural thing, man. It was not a religion, right?
Okay, stop right quick. Eric.
Yeah.
Remember not Eric, but Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what we saying? You were born what?
Divine.
So if you're born divine, it almost makes you act what?
Divine.
If you say you're born in sin, you're allowed to act like you fucking crazy.
Wait.
And so you allow it. It's a part of your goddamn nature.
Exactly.
Even if you accept Jesus, they'll throw some stuff like, other Christians judge them after they accept Jesus, they'll say, "You don't know my what? Or only Jesus know my what? My heart."
Well,
Yeah.
right. I was gonna say father, but
Okay, that heart is that judgment thing that when you go back to Kenny.
You gonna go move?
Or they'll tell them only who can judge them. Shut up.
Okay.
Tupac told you in the song, only God can judge me.
right.
Right. So again, it's almost like I believe in you, God. I can't really control his behavior. I'm a lowly, wretched sin anyway. But you know my heart. You know I love you. I just gotta go fornicate. I gotta go whatever it is. I mean,
Got to go. Got to
the
go.
preachers, some of the preachers do the most wretchedest shit in the world. In the name of that God.
Right,
You know?
right.
I seen you, Raven, trying to talk. I opened the mic.
Yeah, I seen them too. I seen them too.
No, I was gonna agree with it, and how the name of these you either have the commandments because these people have to be commanded to do what's right, versus each one of us declaring our own innocence.
Come
You
on,
know,
man. Come on, youngin.
we can declare
That's
we
it,
declare
though.
our innocence. We don't rely on another man, so to speak, or another woman.
Or another lie.
Uh-huh.
Or
Because you remember,
or a thought, or a poof in the sky,
because remember
or
there's
mythological being, right?
Right, exactly.
there's documented fact of this creation of that entity, that lie that we confessing to. If I'm confessing to a fraudulent, how the fuck I'm gonna get some positive out of that instead, unless I'm using false positives, right? You know, I heard this motherfucker say, false confidence, right? What the fuck is that, right? Either you're confident or you ain't, right? Shit like that. So, we get down to the root, going back to what Eric was talking about, going and go deep with them emotions and your feelings and explore them thoughts, right? So like we did, get cut a little bit and then heal that wound, right? By your self-examination, or you can get on board with a couple of brothers that care,
Right.
It's so simple. It's like if it's good behavior, utilize it. If it's bad behavior, fix it. Correct it. Keep it moving.
That's right.
Simple as that. And when you know the truth and you have the definition, follow it. When you don't, get back up and fix it. Don't claim it without. I like how Jamie said, I did not, I have not. I got work to do. So I appreciate y'all brothers. I'm
We're not blaming. You can't know how people say the devil was wrong. No, stop blaming. No. That's your lower nature that
That's
you don't
right.
want to do right. Stop
They
blaming
don't want to take
outside
accountability for
source.
their own shit. That's right.
Yeah.
But you see,
It's accountability. When
It
you're
is
saying I
accountability.
have not, it's being accountable.
I even like to say that I watched a video where the guy was saying, you're Satan. Well, who created you, Satan? And so what I took that is, like, everything in existence has a purpose. Well, the devil was created to weed those who are unworthy of the kingdom of heaven. If you're going to be met with the devil and you accept, what he's offering you, well, then that's how we tell if you're good or bad, or how we know who is worthy and who is not. I don't know if that's making sense, but
does it make sense to you?
Oh yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, so come on then. Right?
God uses the devil as like a faculty to see who is worthy, who is going to do what's right, who's going to not do what's right. And I don't know how to put it, but so when they talk about, in these religions, good, evil, good or bad, it's not, in my mind, it's not ever of good or evil, because just like Hiru is needed, Set is also needed. You need balance. You need a destroyer and you need a creator, so to speak.
So if you're gonna do good and if you're gonna do bad.
Right. Yeah, you know that in your heart, right?
So you know that, and so you know everything before you do it, don't you?
so to speak.
Yeah, you know,
You
right?
not sure? You not sure?
No, part of me is sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I
You
already
know
know.
everything that you gonna do before you do it. Who that sound like?
Right. Exactly.
Who that
Exactly.
sound like? Huh? Who that sound like? You know exactly, right? You know exactly.
Oh,
You know what you gonna do before you do it. You know what you ain't gonna do, right? Before you right before you even do it. Before you even go to the before you go to before you go to that location, you know what you ain't gonna do and you know what you are gonna do.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Before you do
Raven.
it, right? You know if you gonna if you know you gonna sock somebody in their face, you know you gonna sock them in the face. You know you gonna do it before you sock them in the face, right? So I'm just saying, who that sound like, King? They know everything about you. Well, they know what shit that you gonna do before you do it. Who that sound like?
right.
Well, Raven
Huh?
said.
Hey, I'm just saying that ain't nobody
Raven,
but you, King. That's all it
Raven
is.
said.
It's all you.
There we go. Raven said the all, and I raised my hand. That to the
Yeah,
question,
man.
right? 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 You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Chris, I heard you when you mentioned, that ought to be the next topic. So we'll address that at the end.
Yeah, I just want to see other people grow too, man. That's a big thing for me. People say, what was you created for? And for some reason, something about pass the message is always stuck in my mind. Pass the message. So I got to get the message. I got to get the message right. If I'm gonna pass something, I want it to be right. And I like the direction we're all on, or the direction that we got connected with, especially having my son beside me. It gives me a little more passion.
Yeah, you gotta get your G's up. And you mentioned too that when we was talking about doing right, being right, and stuff like that. But if you're judging, and I'm just going back to that indoctrinated state, man, that's the best I can define it. If I'm basing it off of a lie, what am I really producing? So we have the opportunity here to get down to the root of the shit, right? And to be much more closely identified.
The proof.
Right? To be able to make that statement and have evidence to share with another motherfucker your purpose, right? And I'm addressing Chris.
Yeah, right, 100%.
Right.
Because it's bigger than just me.
Yeah, we didn't know, man, and Jamie pointed out we some droplets of that, and Eric said, basically, right? And I'm saying I need more clarity, right? But I'm good enough. I'm good enough right there, right?
If you declare that you something, find out about what that is. So
Yeah,
there's mythology stories about the news. You gotta read those stories and what they talking about at that point. And again, don't think that you're going back to some ancient time. Try to figure out how does that apply to you.
Right to this day. That's right.
Yeah.
It
Don't mean nothing. What does it apply to me? Yeah, that's where the work comes in. That's where the thinking and coming amongst brothers who done said. Well, the assignment was to read all the mythologies that we can about a certain thing.
Right.
Then we come back and talk about it. And once you get to building like that, it get to jumping.
Right. That's right. Gerald, what Dr. Clark say? History is a current event.
Yeah.
Everything
that happened 10,000 years ago. Right, yeah, 5,000 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 minutes ago is something that will happen 5 minutes from now, 5,000 years from now, or 50,000 years. It's a current event. So every little thing that we do is a part of something, whether we're doing something negative or doing something positive. It has an effect. It's a current event.
Understand this. Men have come together like this for eternity. Coming like together, we are figuring this out, understanding the world around us. This is what men do.
Right. And then I want to throw this out, man. And so a question will be posed, stated. you call the Christianity allegory, mythology, right? And it's debunked, right? Now that is mythology. That just debunking it as fact. But we study mythology.
That's what
So,
we study.
so what I'm saying is there's a potential contradiction in conversation with,
Okay,
with
can
somebody else. I knew somebody was gonna catch on it. Go
yeah,
ahead.
can I get with that one real quick? Real quick. I think um the mythology piece, man has used that to understand the natural world. That's not the we've accepted that we not gonna be an eagle. We don't fly like no eagle, but we can take on the attributes of an eagle. What is the eagle attribute? What is the attribute? What connection do I have with an eagle? What attributes does the eagle have contain that I myself could say, I would like to apply that to my life?
Right.
Let's see. What does the eagle do? First, in order for me to answer that question, I first must do what?
Hey, that eagle.
Study the eagle.
Observe. Observe.
Study
Identify the eagle first, then study the eagle. Then you'll begin to see attributes that you definitely don't have, but you can see yourself in that eagle. So that's what humans have always done. See themselves in nature around them. You can see attributes or you see attributes of what you want. Vision, ability to see, being able to focus, because when eagle bad when he focus, when he lock in on something, he moving real fast and still locked in on it.
Right.
So practice being able to understand how the eagle uses his eyes. You begin to practice how to use your eyes. That can help you hunt. That can help you bring food home. So it was very important for you to understand nature around you because nature had been doing this thing for a while, Jack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The animals around you, they've been doing this thing for a while. So it was very important for you to understand that. So what humans did was to identify the concept of God, the greatness of nature with animals. The concept of God never became a man. So when Europe got it, they began to put a human, put man, and particularly
Come on.
a particular God, and say he was a representation of the Almighty God. That's where the problem came in, because before that, this was universal. If you understood these animals, if you understood what they were teaching, it was universal. Now, had you been living in a place where these animals didn't exist, then you could at least say these are from the teachings and which people did. They took these teachings all the way to India and everywhere else, that these animals exist, and these animals are representation of humans. So humans use these animals as representation of their spirit or their soul, or a description of their personality, characteristics, or what they want to attribute, positive characteristics. So the problem was when you begin to organize these things into a political game to suppress people and to build other people up. That's where the problem lies at. Not about if it's a little bit of allegory, a little bit of this or that, but what the purpose of the allegory was. The purpose of the allegory was to teach a lesson, a moral lesson. The reason for allegories and the reason for the stories was to teach moral lessons and to teach and to incorporate moral law into society and to, teach it, and not only teach it, have it seen where people moved around. So you can see images of moral conduct. You understanding, like I said, your lower self and your higher self. And you understand there's always a battle. There's always a battle. And then there will begin to be thinkers begin to say, hey, we need to put things into words to say how you can fight and deal with this. But they attribute these guys from Greece as being the great thinkers. Man, brothers, Africans already thought this out. How to deal with your mind. How to be your greatest teacher, how to be your greatest medicine is understanding how your mind and your body work. And that was the greatest thing right there. So when they began to say you had to go through this guy, the father, and stuff, they was using a little bit of what people was used to hearing, because it was, something that we already talked about, that this common knowledge was already put in place thousands and thousands of years before. So it wasn't foreign to the grandkids. but they started putting faces on it, and that's what tripped people up. And because we were devout in our belief and understanding of creation, and we lined right along with it, especially when you was threatened. Oh, hell yeah, we'll go with it. We'll just mix it with what we already doing and be okay with it. But that was a tool of destruction for people.
Right.
Christianity in itself, that was a tool of destruction. And it's described as being a handmaiden of Judaism. So that's what Christianity is. All they did was bounce off what them cats who had stolen it from the Africans, what they were doing. And Islam was just a form of, hey, let's get our own too. Let's piggyback on Christianity. It's not just something, create us, make us a religion, make us a creator. But it was all political. It wasn't about saving souls. It wasn't about teaching the children how to be better people. Hell no. If you think about what the God of Jehovah means, that's a God of war. Of all the damn pantheon of gods for
Tell
them
him
to
about him.
choose,
Tell him, Eric.
all the
Talk to him,
gods
Eric. Talk to him, baby.
all the gods for them to choose to lead a people, who the hell they choose? A God of war? Now, if you just, what? As your main God? So let you know and understand this. You couldn't tell no Roman warrior who in there killing and his job is to kill, to go and recite these mayats, negative confession. No, he was good to be able to say, I will not, I shall not, I shall not. Maybe I shall not. Meaning
I bet not.
Really do it, but if you had to, you can get repent. You can ask for forgiveness if you really had to kill a motherfucker. Because as a Roman, see, this teaching, Christianity was taught to the poor folks and the folks who needed it, not the folks who knew better and had knowledge. If those knew better and they were the elite class, they just kept on living their lives and watched these peasants fight over what this religious stuff was giving to them. They wasn't reading nothing. So this stuff, and even to today, the majority of folks who read the Bible don't understand it, really don't read it. They rely on the pastor to give them their sermons. And they go and try to maybe follow along with the pastor. He'll tell you, turn the page, so and so, read this, read with me. He'll give you a little something just so you can kind of have something to go with. But hell, he may not even understand what the hell he read. So if he ain't talking about astrology and astronomy when he's describing the Bible to you, you don't really understand it. But KRS told us that way back when. It's pretty much old astrology. It ain't nothing New Testament about nothing about that stuff. But the point is that that's where, when it fell into those hands, that's where it became destructive and against humanity. That's what it was. It was destructive against humanity, period. And it's been that way ever since. Ain't nothing changed about it, because so as long as you've been doing that and ain't changed nothing, it's going to remain the same. That's what Dr. Bean said. If we get this information and we teach this information, maybe we can bring the world this next humanity. Because without that, you're not going to do it. Not the way these things are going. People taking books out of schools. Huh? They spoon feeding you information they think you should know to keep your ass docile. Hell no, because the shit we study keep you on fire. Ain't too much shit to laugh about when you study this shit. I stay heated in a good way. You dig what I'm saying? But the point is, this is what it does. This is what it does. But like Gerald was saying earlier, you got to be in a place and position to get this information to the right people at the right time, because individually you are sitting duck. Even now, you are sitting duck in certain places. You know what I mean? So it's very important to be organized and unified, and to be able to rely on each other in those situations when times are needed.
Right. Hey,
That's the problem, man. They didn't change that shit around and fed it back to us, lock, stock, and barrel as some heaven sent shit.
Yeah. So let me summarize.
Hey, that's a really, really good point. Damn good points, man, you made there, Eric. I just want to say one thing about what I'm just gonna make a comment and then go ahead. Hey, I just want to say Yahweh was the war god. What was their god of war? And
Yahweh, I said Jehovah. I said Yahweh.
Yahweh was the god of war. But the cool thing, Eric, is he never won a war. What war did he win?
Well, that's our mythology anyway. But the point
I'm
is that
just-
they chose a god of war and destruction as the one that they want to follow and teach their babies about.
Right, but
That's
they teach them about a god, a war. Teach your babies about them that never won a damn war though.
Ain't got no war stories.
I
Ain't
mean,
no war stories don't
but
exist.
what I'm saying
What if
is, I
they're
mean, no, I mean, but they got their ass kicked all the time. I mean, they got ran out of Canaan. They got ran out of wherever they ran from. They ran into Egypt twice. I
wouldn't it be
mean,
the United States?
huh?
Wouldn't the God of War be the United States?
Well,
Well,
an extension,
Symbolically,
yeah,
the
if you wanna,
United
yeah.
States only a few years old.
Because the
but
United States,
symbolically,
in that few hundred, we dropped
he's exactly right.
Yeah, but I'm just,
two
but
nuclear bombs. They've done all the other wars, the stuff in Cuba, the stuff and they're doing in South America and Africa, the two European world wars, fighting over who's gonna get what in Africa.
yeah,
War.
yeah.
It's almost as if their God of War is the United States.
Well, I'm saying the God of War back then was always getting his ass kicked. That's all I'm saying. I mean, he was getting his, yeah. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I don't understand. I don't get why, but I get what you're saying. You're right. Well, I mean, on that level, yeah. But I'm just saying, back in them days, I'm saying they was going off of Yahweh, which was, because they followed many gods. Because when they got done with Yahweh, they went to the God of whoever was, if Shira and all them other ones, and all the other ones that they was messing with. What was his name? Oh man, anyway,
You talking about Zeus?
no, I'm talking about Shira and El Elyon and
Oh yeah,
and El and all them. So they was worse, you know what I'm saying? But then when it was time for war, they wanted to go to Yahweh, which always got their ass kicked. I mean, I just don't understand that. And you want to tell a story about this cat, like he really did something real good for you. You know what I mean? Every time you turn around, he got y'all running into Egypt because y'all get there's somebody running behind you, they chasing your ass into Egypt, or
got you lost in the wilderness for 40 years.
Or you can't feed yourself, so you got to come into Egypt and so they can feed you. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean,
they was bad off.
I'm just
bad
saying,
off.
but I mean, it's but this Yahweh, and then he got them eating their own babies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. Like this your God, huh? He look out for y'all for real, huh? You don't even help y'all win a game. Y'all can't even win. Y'all ain't even got a. They don't even have a country, King. Do they have a country? I mean,
Man, I think that story was made up as they went along, man.
man, because listen, man, they got kicked out of Canaan. They got kicked out of Egypt. They
They
got
was
kicked
creating
out.
their story as they went along, brother.
Yeah.
I thought Yahweh was the God of War for the Canaanites.
El. I thought the Canaanite. I think the
Elohim.
Canaanite. I think El was the Canaanite God, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's why.
Yeah, El was the Canaanite God.
Their God of War.
Am I right, Gerald? Yeah, El was the Canaanite God.
Yeah.
But this shit,
Hey,
because
so I'm gonna send out a couple visuals pertaining to that right there. The different gods and how they played their part, man, and how they fucked up the game. And so to how I summarize that answer, I mean that response to that question is them motherfuckers lied, right? They lied and flat out, and they demanded that you believe and trust and follow that lie. And what was the other part? Follow the lie, and something else, man. And oh yeah, I know what it is. And our experience isn't trying to mislead anybody or deceive anybody, right? And then the documentation of the councils that took place, of the creation of the impartation and the demand of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and Mary is highly documented, right? So it's created, and so we live in that lie, man. And then I love the expression that Eric shared about the mythology, right? And so the summary is we ain't trying to mislead nobody, man. We know goddamn well we ain't no bird. We know damn well there wasn't no that Ibis bird didn't have no goddamn body, and that human body didn't have no goddamn Ibis bird head, right? So we ain't trying to mislead nobody. That's a short, condensed version that I drop on a motherfucker because I gotta walk away.
All right, so let me
Well,
ask. Let
well,
me
well, hold
add
on.
this real quick.
Hold on real quick. Because it's mythology, mythology is not taken literal. But if you just saying because I'm not gonna take it literal and I don't get a lesson, you have fooled yourself real easily. Because the mythology that was written by the ancients, them people were on a way higher level when they was dealing with this mythology. And if you play with it, it's talking on many different levels. Mythology, the same thing as the meta. It can hit on many different levels. So don't take it literal first and foremost.
Correct, but they demanded. But they demanded.
Don't take it literal. Don't mean that it don't have a lesson. So that's the whole deal with that.
So back in the day, they would kill your ass, cut your head off if you didn't believe it and didn't follow it and didn't talk about it. Go ahead and do 5 hours on your knees, man. You know, praying Allah if you want to, right? They're gonna kill your ass because they just and imparted the rule to follow, right? And that's all I'm saying, man. Is the summary of a response to that type of question that a motherfucker is common to bring up, right? If they get that far with me, right, to explain that. So all I'm saying, man, is cut that shit short, and then I got stick and move.
Hey, let me say this real quick, right? Okay, so now I understand about Christianity, Judaism. I understand about these religions, right? And I'm gonna say that yeah, some of it is you can consider you can say it's a lie, but a lot of it but you can also say that some of it comes out of Kemet,
And I get that. All I'm saying
right?
is that they imposed, they demanded, they would kill somebody if they didn't follow that dictate. So the part that Jared and Eric was talking about, you know, they can get morals and stuff out of it. I get that. You know, that was for, and then Eric was saying that's for the priests, man. You know, the people of higher nature. And Gerald was saying, you know, the peasants, or one of you all was saying the peasants just running around fighting, trying to figure the shit out, right? You know, but while being demanded, if you don't follow, we're gonna kill your ass.
Right,
That's what I'm saying.
Now I would say that a lot of it has been taken, stolen. You know what I mean? I think that you know,
Misuse.
you know, but you know, and then you know they got their own little bullshit they put in it too, you know, about all the misogyny in the Bible. But you know, but you know, when you talking about, see, I think that with the Bible, if had they not tried to make everything literal, they would have got a different, they would have got the message that it was pointing out the principle in those stories, right? Right, they would have got the principles that's in those stories, but see, instead of getting the principles that's in those stories, they taking it literal, so they don't look for the principles, King, because it's literal to them.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You with me? I'm just gonna piggyback off you. You with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
As far as my studies, never confuse the Bible with the church. The Bible itself is the Bible. You with me?
Right.
They got metaphysical Bibles out that you can look at the Bible a totally different way. You can look at it from an esoteric, Gnosticistic way, like the Essenes. That makes sense?
Right.
Right. The church can make you look at the Bible a total different way. As you were saying earlier, how they control you, tell you what to watch, tell you turn to this page and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I like to explain it as you lose your motherfucking mind. You know, all moral compass.
So if they dumb everything down, you with me? Remember we was talking about the books got burned and they got this power and they dumb it down.
Yep.
If that's the only thing you know is Jesus supposed to be the one that deal with your salvation, they got you in a lock. You don't know nothing else. Somehow people still around today don't know nothing about Jesus because they won't search and it's much information out about it. But they ain't gonna look, they scared. You know, the concept of saying, even though we Christianity or whatnot, we are the true religion. If I say I'm the true religion, what it make all others?
A lie.
Everybody else is a goddamn lie if I declare I'm the true one. So you got, they throw that on it. Yes, the other ones out there, y'all can go play with that other one, but Jesus is the truth. We got the true religion. All one has to do is study, as was talked about earlier with with mythology. Do comparative mythology, you're gonna unravel stuff from the Bible. Do comparative, the whole understanding about Christianity is doing comparative mythology from Kemet. When you do comparative mythology in the Old Testament, you're going to deal with other myths from across the world, with other flood stories, with other stories like Moses. It ain't just, it come from, these are world stories, you know, and it's comparative mythology that open, if you only heard that one and you dumb down and they tell you, don't look into nothing else. Well, that's the devil shit, you know. Being woke is messing with the devil. You're not gonna look. But as soon as a person look and become woke, you know, you're gonna be like, shit, this shit makes sense now. This is where this come from. This okay. Just don't be exact on it. Don't be exact like we say this comes straight from Kemet or they stole everything from Kemet. A lot of that shit with Kemet ain't even some of that shit like that. Some of it you can put in, but they stole shit from a bunch of different places by the time they put that shit together.
And the slickest shit they put in there to me, man, is the only way to God is through Jesus. That's the slickest shit they put in there to me. Out of the whole book. And the beginning of Genesis, right? God created the 6,500 years of history. That's all we were, right?
The Christians is jumping on the Jews back and eating them up with that one. If you understand the Jews, they don't need no mediator. They directly with your creator. They directly with Yahweh. They don't need no mediator with them. They had their lawgiver who gave them the laws, and he might talk, but they don't need, it ain't nothing about somebody having to die for them and this, that, and other. That's why they reject Jesus. It's not an innate thing that somebody supposed to die or actually supposed to come fight for them. Whoever supposed to came fight for them, that's the end of the world. It ain't they get killed and come back. They were like, hell no, we reject that shit. What is y'all Christians talking about? And the Christians was like, okay, y'all non-believers. Y'all gonna find out. They was telling them way back then, y'all gonna find out before you die. He coming back. They've been running that scam for over 2,000 years. They were saying back then that they wasn't gonna die. Or Jesus had told them he was gonna come back in their lifetime. Some of you people will never die. So they've been running that scam for the longest.
And then they told, go ahead, keep going.
Now go ahead.
No, because I'm just thinking of the shit that's in that book, man. You know, and then they told Mary Magdalene, you know, Jesus told Mary Magdalene, don't you dare go tell them motherfuckers you see me. And then there's the uprise of a lie, right? Nigga lied, right? Nigga lied, and then encouraged somebody else to lie. It broke my real quick, right? One of them laws of mine. Anyway, and then he told Easter came up out of that, right? They just pick a day, and it don't even match up, period. And so on and so forth. So that's the kind of shit that just comes to my mind, man. And I'm glad I'm up out of that enclosure, man. I'm glad I'm up out of that.
I tell you what you can see. You can see Kemetic thought in the Bible. You can see Sumerian texts in there. You can see Greek mythology in there. You can see that, and you can see that clearly. You can see all three of them clearly in there.
Which one's older though, Sumerian or Greek, or Sumerian or Kemetic?
Kemetic is older, if
Kemetic
you
is
ask me.
older.
All right then. So here's your thing. We already said we travel. We was some traveling brothers. We didn't stop when we stopped at Edom. We didn't just go north. We went east and west. We went west. So it wasn't hard to take what you already know, your information, and travel it and share with whoever listen wherever you go. You're gonna take it with you because you had it so it was so ingrained in the culture that as you travel, the whole connection was to run across people who, hey, oh, you down with so and so too? Oh yeah, that's how we do it here too, bro. Same thing. It was that widespread. The band.
Well, I mean, at one time it was. I mean, but at that point in time, that was a different. I mean, I ain't gonna say that there was a whole different people, but that was them wasn't from Kemet.
Who wasn't?
The Mesopotamians.
No. The Mesopotamia, those places were satellite states for Kemet, man. Them places.
I mean, at a point, at some point, they was. Yeah. I'm saying, I'm talking about in the very. I'm talking about around about when they supposed to. They try to say that Sumer came around the same time. They try to say Sumer came before Kemet. You see that before?
That's not true.
I'm saying. I ain't saying it's true. I'm saying that have you heard that before?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. So this is what they're saying. I'm saying, but we know that, because of the cutie form and all that shit. But we know that Kemet came before Sumer, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that them is the same people.
I'm saying they were influenced.
At that point in time, they're not the same people.
People of the Near East and what you call the Middle East, people of the Near East were the Western Asia were influenced by these traveling Africans. They brought they brought their culture with them wherever they went.
They don't want to admit that though. They're not admitting that. They're not admitting that.
But if you go over there and ask them Indians, some of the Indians, there's a guy on YouTube talking about that. He said, I don't got no problem with that. I don't got no problem letting people know we're descendants of Africans. He said, a lot of these Indians around here got a problem with that. I don't have no problem with that. What? It was a known fact. And it's a known fact the brothers was intermixing with them girls from Northern Africa. And don't think y'all wasn't tipping over there across the Mediterranean Sea now, going across
there it is.
Hold on, Renzo, don't think you wasn't over there. You and G went over there. Go over there. Ain't told nobody y'all to tip over there tonight. Them niggas over there knocking tail like it was nothing. They got look. They done took a crew over there, knocked off a few of them brothers, them guys who was over there, and knocking them girls off. And what ended up happening, I think, this is my theory. A lot of us got stuck over there. We got stuck over there in that ice age, Jack. So that changed a lot of your features and stuff like that too. But no, once that ice melted back, people started traveling again, and them girls started being available. What we started doing, we was on them. We was back on them, Jack. Back on them. Hey man, look here. We can get across that water now. We can get across that water now, Jack. Look here. You know, and that's what it was. Or the king was saying, man, y'all go over there and bring them back here. Don't go stay. Go bring them girls back. And any kind of riches you got. So that was the thing. That's what was happening. I believe that's what was happening. So all this admixture, even those folks who call themselves Hebrew, Habaru, whatever, these folks were descendants of, relationships. So on one side, they may have been plugged in with some serious knowledge, on the daddy side or whatever. So when they go visit grandma and them, grandma lay this, let me teach you something. Let me tell you what it is, what it ain't. So when they go visit, hey, kids get stuff and get information and pass it, just like we share information now. That's my theory. Right. So it ain't too hard to understand or just see how everybody, once they move somewhere else, they can just say, oh, well, over here, we're going to call God mythical. Because here's another thing, too. The concept of God also changed because we had to understand this whole concept. They was looking up. They was looking at the pole stars. Pole stars represents God concept, too. Now, so those pole stars, depending upon what pole star was visible, was what God they was worshiping and what, all that goes. That's a different conversation. But anyway, the point is that those things change a lot of times with the change in the times and the change in what constellations was visible, right? And how that had an effect on life on Earth at that particular time. So, that's where you get the different changes. But the core belief, the core understanding of spirituality was something that the majority of those Africans who left up out of Africa had before they left. And they left going north, northeast, and they went on to what we call Australia. They tried to populate the continent. So they ran across other folks, whether they were lower thinking people, or maybe you want to call them earlier humans, whatever. Maybe they were, but hey, that's what was going on. And some of us is probably over there. They talk about what happened to the Neanderthals. I know what happened to them. I know what happened to them. Y'all took y'all ass over there and started fucking them and having babies.
You said Jamie and Chris took their ass over there.
Over there and knocking them off, bringing them kids back, them half-breeds back. Hey, because the first bros y'all saw was a little hairy. Y'all didn't give a damn. You said, shit, them titties look hairy, but I don't give a damn. They hairy, brother. She don't talk like, she don't know our language. She don't speak much. But hey, boy.
Titties nonetheless, huh?
Right. So just theory, but when you talk about mixture and people sharing information, those things happen. Before this whole race thing, people were more apt to intermingle, marry, share cultures, more so than just a whole lot of just coming in just by force. But when you start sharing enough of your culture and you start getting some offspring who support the other side of the family and they ready to join an army and get some tightened up and then come back as some invaders, really they was the grandkids or whatever. Oh, they knew enough to know to say, hey, we can come in and do this, that, and the third. And they came back as invaders. But initially they were, they said they were people, wanderers looking for a place to go and some girls come to town and they may have a few babies with them, but they don't stop them brothers from getting that too. Giving her another baby. Now she's staying on the compound with y'all. But she might have some old belief system from where she come from. And it depends on, how things are going and where she living at. She might teach the kids about, hey, I like this. This is where we kind of got this from. But she might say, no, you rise up, you get better, older. I want you to overthrow this son, bitch, because they ain't representing who we are. It's enough of us over here. We should get some representation. But all those political things, that's what the whole religion did. It caused folks to say, well, we got a right to this like y'all do. why y'all gotta think this way? Why we gotta think like y'all? We're gonna think another way. So that created a lot of confusion and disputes. And they justified a lot of actions based on that. If somebody say they got, like you say, the one, I got the religion, I know the God, the all true God, everything else y'all doing is wrong. So either comply, or if I got enough power to make you submit, that's what I'll do. And that's what happened in a lot of cases. But a lot of times submission did not come with a sword or with a spear. It came with just influence and manipulation too.
Right.
Yeah, and hey, give you something you ain't got, just like you do it now. We give you something you ain't got and think you can't live without. You will sell your shit, or you will join forces with them to get what you think you missing. And that's what we do now. Right. Same shit. Yeah, you can see the same stuff happening right now. So if you wonder why you're not unified, you got a lot of distraction. You got a lot of shit that's telling you you don't need to be unified. No, because you can still get your own car, your own cell phone, your own house. Shit, you don't really need what the hell you need unification for? And these gals, they teaching the gals that we don't need y'all, because shit, if they can get a job, get a little government check, hell, they get a baby by you. They don't need your punk ass. Shit, have a few of your babies and get a little check and get that weave done and get a little boyfriend and combine. So when we get to the point where we don't need each other and we don't see each other as the most important things on this planet, oh man, we can let all the other stuff come in play, especially religion, to make you think you're greater than somebody else and you ain't got the whole picture. So just my spiel. But I think, yeah, that's part of where we went wrong with that. We start putting man in the picture of God as opposed to nature. Oh, I like this map.
Hey, one thing I love to see Jamie, that boy be focused, man. And then Gerald, anytime you see Gerald, at least from my observation nowadays, anytime you see Gerald wiggling and then spinning in the chair, you know that nigga, he always got something to say. But you know he got something we need to hear. So let's get it.
Yeah.
You was bringing up Egypt versus what they call Mesopotamia, and that's
right.
always they call that battle for and again not humanity, but that's the battle for civilization.
Yeah.
Which person has civilization, and the one thing they'll play with is who wrote first.
Right. They ain't talking about that old funky ass cuneiform shit.
Right. Now this is what I want you to always understand. Sometimes when they showing pictures of Mesopotamia, they're gonna show pictures to them children. You're gonna see white people as Mesopotamians.
Thank you.
You got me?
That's right.
Yeah. Everybody with me?
Yeah. No doubt.
Real. Okay. When Eric came in, who he told us was the first white people?
Who did he say was the first white people?
Them Greeks.
Them
Greeks. That's 800. That's 800 BC.
That's some Greeks. That's right.
This, so we know they ain't white people, regardless of what anybody say. If you look up at the original of the Sumerians, they was called the Black Kings.
Yeah.
No, I ain't listen. I'm not saying. I'm saying they wasn't Egyptians. Them wasn't Kemites.
Well, I thought
there was Africans though. There was Africans.
Yeah, I ain't saying they wasn't. I'm saying, but because they was up, but I know that they up there in Iran and Iraq and up there. I'm saying that they wasn't. What I'm saying is, they was black. They probably was Africans, but they wasn't Kemites.
Well, when you say wasn't Kemites, what do you mean? What do you specifically? Because Kemet was a melting pot in itself. Kemet was a melting pot. Now you had brothers coming out of Ethiopia, coming out of what you now know as
Eritrea. I'm talking about Narmer. I'm talking about the Narmer period.
Narmer was from south.
From south, exactly.
Narmer was more little short, stocky Bantu brother, man. Round guy.
Right, he was from right, exactly. He was from Nubia, of course.
But I'm saying, but again, it was a lot of us, and I believe them folks, the migrations, based on how we were moving around, I don't, because there was no large water mass to cover to go across to get as far as you wanted to go up into Turkey, along with the weather was good. So if those people, it may not have been calling themselves Kemites because that's geographically, they weren't living in Kemet. But if we did a genetic blood test, whatever, could we say they were related of the same stock, genetic stock? That would be my question. Could we say that? Are they the cousins,
Hey,
descendants?
I'm not gonna pretend to know who they were, man, because I don't. I'm gonna tell you is I know that they wasn't trying to associate themselves with Kemet.
Well, yeah, because like I said, Kemet was a powerhouse. People
Okay, so
wanted
then
their
why
own
they couldn't come home then, King?
No, people wanted some of these people, and this guy does a really good piece on that. I think some of them same groups of folks like you have now wanted their own identity. Some of them were still worshiping Mithra and worshiping different god concepts. So I think that again, as numbers began to spread and people had different ideas from where their origins came from, the admixturing is what we got to understand. A lot of, by the time, Kemet was jumping, man, you had a lot of admixturing. I'm telling you, man, y'all was around there knocking stuff off. So,
There you go again, man.
y'all
There you go
man.
again.
I'm telling you. Brothers, y'all was laying man park around the Mediterranean, man, all around there. So it's not impossible to see the offspring of what the people we ran across, because that was it, and that still happened to this day.
Don't be acting like you wasn't over there.
Oh, I was there.
Don't be acting like you wasn't over there.
I was right there trying to get it all.
What's this map dealing with?
Oh, no, I think Raven wants to say something about what was said. I see you.
No, I was going to bring up. I think it's a biblical story of. They say Nimrod founded Mesopotamia, or is it Babylon, or either way. It was either Nimrod or the son of Cush.
Nimrod is from
Nimrod grandson of Ham.
Nimrod is from Cush.
Right.
Yeah.
And if Nimrod is the one who found Mesopotamia, that would logically mean it was of Cushite.
A black settlement.
Right.
There you go.
Right. I understand. I get it. I'm not arguing that. I get it. I'm just saying they and listen, man. They clearly it was clear that they made themselves to be different people. That even some of their culture was a little different. Now they
That's
had
true.
some
That's
right.
true.
Some of their culture was a little different, right?
That's
so
true.
they right. So there wasn't the same people. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they wasn't African, King. They because they migrated. Of course, they migrated.
Culturally,
Stop.
yeah. They want
Right
the
there,
same-
Jamie. Stop. All right. You with me, Jamie?
Yeah, listen. Yep, let's go.
Nile Valley. And dealing with those principles of Nile Valley, right? With the Mayat principles. You with me?
Yeah.
Those people who wanted to live with that was in that part. If you wasn't, even if you was African, you still could live in on any part of this world you wanted to. But if you was gonna live in the Nile Valley, is that part that we talking about that lasted 3,000, you practicing Mayat. So other Africans that still left out that what we call African, went in other places way back at that time. My argument is, what I know is they are African. They trying to make them be, they trying to even make them be white or try to make them be Arabic at this here time, having this here knowledge and this, that, and the other. These are Africans who have the right to practice kind of what they want to. And that's all my concept is. And when you saying they're not practicing and they're not going home, they don't want to be in Kemet, but they still African and they got the right to do what they want to do. But they wasn't gonna do that shit what they doing in Kemet. now.
That's right.
Right. See, this is
Right.
this is what I'm saying, right? Because listen, you shouldn't. So. Right. I understand what you're saying, right? But you gotta. Th- they wasn't the same. I ain't saying they wasn't Africans. I'm knowing they're Africans. You know what I mean? The Israelites was African. I mean, they was Africans too. You know what I'm saying? They are African. I'm not. I'm saying that they wasn't. You know, they. I think they came from. I mean, they probably was. They probably came from further south.
Again, now we're getting on that part that it's a certain group of people that practice a certain thing, and they allowed the other people. We was that righteous that we did. That's why when y'all was mad that time, we was like, why did Norm and them even go to? They went for that little war for that little territory that they wanted to control. We finna be this here. And when they united, it lasted. It outlasted any other little. We don't know of any other culture lasting even in ancient Africa that long, out of the whole continent. But even when we deal with that, and we call those people Nile Valley or Comitians, they're not a certain race, and then they just Africans.
Right. I get it, King. But I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I mean, look here. You got down here. You got
Put your map back
Babylonia.
up. Put your map
Oh,
back up here.
oh yeah. I mean, you got these are different. These I ain't saying these ain't Africans, but
You got different settlements.
you know, in order for you to go into Kemet, you had to be black. I mean, at you know, at the point that I'm talking about, right? The point that I'm talking about now, you know, at later, you know, I'm talking about, and I'm talking about in the beginning. I'm talking about when they first had, when they was battling who had the first writing. You know what I'm saying? Who had the first language, right?
That's
This,
the struggle that they are trying to become something they're not. I truly believe that. I truly believe that don't even line up. It don't line up with the natural process of where humanity began. To me, it just doesn't.
it's not gonna ever. But what I'm saying is I'm just going off of. What I'm saying is I'm telling. My point was this: is the Bible. You can see inside the Bible. You can see Kemetic thought.
Yes.
You can see Sumerian text. See, you know what I'm saying? Because you can see it, man. You can see and you can see the Greek mythology in it.
That's right.
You can see all of those three in there, man, clearly, right?
Yeah.
There might be some other texts that they done took out of it,
Sure. There's no
right?
argument with
Some,
that.
or,
Sure.
you know, they took out of Canaan.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They
that's a
took out of
right.
Canaan. So I'm saying, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, you know, I mean, if that's the case, then we got to say that the Israelites was they from Kemet, or you know what I'm saying, you know, I mean those are, you know, you know, I, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I mean, so Abraham, all them, Abraham, you saying Abraham? I'm saying according to the Bible. I ain't saying these people existed. I'm just going off the Bible. That's all. But
Damn.
I'm saying that, you know, that Kemet civilization is older than Mesopotamians.
I agree.
It's always been a fight between that. Why is there a fight between that if they're the same people?
I think it's political.
I don't
Yes.
get that, man. I mean, if they're
I
the
think
same people, why is there always a difference? I mean, what difference does it make? And who's first then at that point?
Hey, man, ain't people of color.
I
Of
mean,
black.
but I mean, if Mesopotamia was first, then why they don't have the structures and all the megaliths and everything else that they got in
Right.
Mesopotamia? They don't have nothing there, man. They don't even have they didn't even have. I mean, they didn't they I mean, come on, man. They barely buried they dead. I
I
mean,
think they,
it's just
yeah,
a lot of difference there,
But
man. Is what
that's
I'm
the whole
saying.
purpose.
right.
And that's probably why they did that, was because there was no proof to determine if it was a lie or not. So they can just say,
Right.
oh yeah, we had the buildings over there, and when it went through time, they all got torn down or whatever, whatever. But I was watching something that talked about that on the History Channel. But there was no proof. There is no proof. There is no concrete proof. So the whole point in putting it out there, I believe in the first place, was political, was to
Right.
say we have rights to this land because we've been there this long. We have rights to this area. We are part of the chosen people. We're gonna push that agenda to justify our expansion.
And
Hell,
they can,
you even had a place called. I mean, you even had they even separated themselves. It was Sumer. Then you had Mesopotamia. You know what I mean? They even separated themselves.
Which
You know,
that's right.
and now it's
Yep.
like,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like I'm
And really, I was gonna say, could we look at those two as separation? Could it just be like, for instance, you got Atlanta, Georgia. Well, now I just left them down there. It seemed like Macon, which is
could
only
be.
75 miles away, seemed like Macon getting closer and closer because the culture is moving closer. The cities like McDonough are growing. People are moving out of Atlanta because Atlanta gets so big and crowded. People don't want to deal with that traffic no more.
Okay.
The congestion. So you start seeing places were originally small because Macon was small, and as far as like, man, maybe they haven't had a Lexus dealership 25 years ago or whatever, but boy, now they're building up. So the point is, when people migrate, numbers grow, you have different thinking, different things change, like just like now. And so you have different, settlements, and they begin to grow. That becomes a place to be. People get settled, start having kids, telling their kids, oh yeah, this is our father's land. We've been in this land, and the history told us so and so. And they start creating their own little stories. But a lot of them stories were very similar to them stories that the Africans have been teaching for a millennia before. That's all I'm saying. That's what I
Right.
believe.
I get it, but I'm just saying, just think about it, man. If Abraham, according to the story, if
Go.
Abraham came from Ur, which is right here in Iraq, right? Right? Ur is right in Iraq, right here. And now if they took their journey and went all the way to Egypt, why did the Egyptians why did they treat him and his sister or his wife or his sister wife, whatever you want to call her? Why do they treat them like that if they're the same people, man? That's just not that's just
And so,
I
and
can't I
that's
ain't gonna get
probably why
that.
the story itself ain't true. That's probably exactly why the story itself does not hold up, and that we try to debate something. We try to debate a lie. So shit, I don't, man.
Try to debate. Hey, so we trying to debate some
We trying to
mythological
debate
shit,
if
huh?
Superman. We trying to debate if Superman's stronger than the Hulk.
Right,
Both of
right.
us.
Right.
I get it.
And
I get it.
Jamie,
Uh,
you know better. You
hey,
going back to that when you know better and you trying to make somebody make sense when nobody was able to make it make sense. It's because you understand history and you understand culture. This
okay.
is what keep popping in your head.
So
You
what
keep
about
bringing up Abraham because they bringing up Mesopotamia. All right.
so what I'm saying is this for the listening audience is what I'm saying, right? Hey, listen, for the listening audience, all I'm saying is Abraham, right? This is the patriarch, right? Of the Abrahamic faiths now, right? Y'all ain't, I don't think y'all getting what I'm doing here,
I get what you're saying. I see you now.
huh?
I
Uh,
see you now.
okay, so what I'm saying is, if we talking about the he the patriarch, right? He the patriarch of the Abrahamic, all three. So now what happens if Abraham goes away? If he never shows up, what happens? If there's never was an Abraham, what happens? What happens, King? I mean, because we listen now. We have to go all the we have to all the way now. We definitely have to go to through his lineage. We have to go through his sons, right? We have to go through them because we have to eliminate them from the story as well, right? So what I'm saying, we have to, his all his lineage, and anything that came from Abraham, what you would have to eliminate from the whole book, right? So what I'm saying,
You just destroyed all the faiths.
huh?
You just destroyed all the faiths by eliminating Abraham.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying now. So how can we make him fit? Can we make him fit into the story?
All right, let's slow down. Let's also remember the first thing we did tonight was we brought about a real book dealing with history. When they start dealing with history of some people, they were talking about who? The Greeks, right?
That's right.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And who were they comparing the Greeks to?
To the Egyptians.
That's the only thing they were comparing it to and saying these people who we knew existed and got a history, they when they came about, you know, the Kemetic people are very old. Okay, now you go into a different story. That's history. Now we're going into mythology, how they tell history. Or religious, how they tell history, which is built on faith, not
But some
fact.
people, hold on, King. Some people, matter of fact, a whole lot of people don't agree with that. They believe that Abraham from Ur, yeah, he did what he did, and he is, you know, that he real. He did what he did. It's you know, it ain't all that myth is out the door. So you know, you got people that literally grown folks. I'm saying, and these are educated people. I mean, very, very smart people that literally believe that Abraham literally existed, King. So we can't just brush that off and without okay. So we just made a statement. We've been making it. So now how do we show proof, or how do we explain that? How do we explain it? How do we make it? How do we make that true, man? This is that Abraham is a myth. How do we do that,
Well,
man? How do we get? Huh?
I know, as you said, they believe that, and that's their right to believe. And a belief is an
No,
opinion, and I
no,
understand that
they
through
ain't
the
going with. They're
religion.
not going with the belief, King. They're not telling you.
Okay,
They telling you they know that
so
Abraham. This is what they telling you.
the next thing that we do dealing with how we find out if somebody is real, there's the historical method. It's a process that you go through. And if any scholar that deals with somebody named Abraham and all that there, they are called mythological figures. They don't even play that. They exhaust it. Anybody can look at Wikipedia right now and look up, do the historicity of Abraham. And they will show you, no, we don't look into that. We don't look into that as far as is he's a real historical person. No, but if we was to go on that legend, and as you arguing, and he supposed to be the beginning of Mesopotamia, you with me? When he goes
No,
into
man.
Egypt,
The
Egypt
Bible say.
already,
The
Egypt
Bible
is
say,
already
man.
okay.
The Bible say, man. We not. We see. Listen, you going off. See what we doing. See. see, we dealing with people that know that God wrote and inspired this Bible, right? And so we know, so you're not
That's a,
going, so because I'm gonna tell you something right now, if you take, so who, listen, y'all, hey, hey, you go ahead, King, and finish. I'm go ahead, King. I'm gonna do something real quick. Go ahead, finish.
now
I'm listening.
again,
I'm listening. I'm right here.
a belief is a claim. There are claims, but if you claim something, you need to have evidence to support what you believe in or what you claim. It's not I'm saying it or the people from Sankofa are saying this or declaring this. Anybody who's interested in this type of field of research to find out if those things that they believe have a historical basis is able to look. Again, I understand if a belief in faith, I can't argue your belief in faith. I'm not trying to take that away from anybody. One time I had those same beliefs and faith. And if you even got that faith and belief, there's no really need to go search.
Yeah, but
The
it wasn't.
Bible says so.
It wasn't just faith with you though. At that point, King. At some point, at that point, it wasn't no just faith. It was. I know at that point. But see, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you take away Abraham, that means you taking away Isaac, right?
Mhm,
Ishmael, just them
mhm.
two right there. If you took them two away right there, Isaac, both of them play important roles in the rest of the Bible. Am I right or wrong, man?
Yes.
Well, you're right.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this, King. If you get if you disprove him, you kill the Bible. You kill the whole Bible. It ain't no sense. You can't go no farther.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even been proven. People who believe it, they're not believing that because they got any kind of evidence. They believe because they've
Yeah, they
been
do
taught
got evidence.
that.
They do got
No,
evidence,
no,
King.
no, no. The evidence is their faith. That's all they have. That's faith. That's it. Faith. That's it. That's it.
They
There's
got the
nothing else.
Bible. The
That,
Bible. The
that,
Bible.
okay.
God.
Well, oh, okay. That's
Right?
fine. And that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
And I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. Number one, not at all. No, no. My task is just put information out there and learn myself and keep learning myself and share what I learned and applying what I learned to my daily life.
100%. 100%.
Right. 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 Right.
My
Right.
my my
Go
my
ahead, Gerald.
argument always the Bible is a claim.
See.
It needs evidence to support. Okay. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not going against any in any book is a claim. Anything, anywhere is written. So I'm not going to exercise my reasoning and intellect just to say I just believe because this is supposed to be the word of God.
So, but it was a time that you did, don't know,
When I didn't know no better.
right? I mean, right. But and that's that's it. That's it. Hey,
Well,
okay.
again,
Hey, yeah.
the concept, as you said, I never was afraid to question God or the word of God. At times when I was younger, it got me in trouble, but I always wanted to know. And nothing was going to stop me wanting to know.
Right.
If I was going to be proven wrong through me being stubborn or something like that, then I would accept that that was the truth and follow what the truth was. When I found it not to be the truth, I could easily throw it away and don't give a damn about it. You know, so understand bits and truths in all those types of religions and spirituality. They got bits of truth in it. Again, my thing was always go back to the source. Go back to the source. I understand the way that the ancient people put it down in the Nile Valley. I have a truth a better understanding of who I am through that study, and easy for me to apply those principles that I still use today. With the I have nots, I know that I am a divine being. I know that I and the creator are one. I know that I am prior to the creator. I know that I am pure, pure, pure. By doing that, it's a certain way that I'm supposed to live, not just talk about it, because that's my makaru. I got to be true of speech. I am that I am. And I won't deny that under the penalty of death, threat, or none of that kind of shit. You can try to imprison me, I'm never going to deny that. I have knowledge of self.
That's right.
So, yeah, I roll with that, you know.
That's right. That's right. I was just, hey man, I was just messing around, man. Hey, I was just
Oh, yeah, I'm with you now, there. As again, some people gonna believe what they believe. Other people might hear this and be able to even go challenge their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get in trouble. That was the fear that you're questioning God, that the devil is some kind of way doing his work and this, that, and the other. No, come on, grow up. You have to be mature about this here. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop hiding behind the different concepts that most of the time our slave master gave us some of these things. We are truly a spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? We are divine people. Once you accept that from the beginning,
yeah.
you accept responsibility, you know.
Hey, I think you missed it, man. Did you miss it?
Man, I'm disappointed too, man.
No, I was just,
Disappointed, man. Y'all put all that hot shit out there while I had to bust a move real quick.
Yeah, it's all good, King. We was just tripping out on. I just started some shit with Abraham real quick. I just, I was just seeing what I could get, what I could start, man. See if I
Yeah,
could
because
get.
that's Jamie's deal right there, man. And
Well,
plus he's got this one display, man, of Jesus on the cross and the people standing down there, depending on him to save them, right?
yeah, man, that's
Now you
crazy.
got to, and then now you got to go on his faith, but that's his thing, man. So I was looking forward to him going in on Abraham sooner or later, but I'll be able to watch it after this.
No, I was just tripping on it, man, a little bit, man. And then we went went to Mesopotamia.
Yeah,
Went
I
to
was there for
Mesopotamia
that.
and Sumer. Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, I was
All
there.
right. All right. Well, so what you think, Eric, what you think, Keith?
About what, brother?
Shit, whatever, man. I was just what we was talking about, I guess.
Oh well, hey man. Like I said, I don't waste time on any people who not ready to do some studying, because it's gonna require you do some studying.
I told you, Eric, about the books. If you ain't got no books, don't need talk. Don't need come to me.
Well, no, it ain't. You can come, but then don't come
I just teasing you on that, man.
You can come, but just come understanding that you gotta. Some people try to get as close to factual information and truth that and farther away from mystical stuff. But mysticism can have its place. But I think when it comes to trying to connect some dots here and to find out what we had lost, and to try to really live in the image of what Sankofa stands for, then that's important for the process to happen. Problem is pushback when people not trying to find out, not necessarily trying to understand, but pushback for the sake of pushback, just for the sake of being oppositional. Oppositional defiance is what we call it in the world of psychology. But that's what you have. And people who choose to be oppositional defiant, it can be for various reasons. But a person who's seeking the truth or seeking some information, period, different information that they just not be familiar with, then I think they should already know they're gonna have to be open-minded, and they're gonna have to admit that this is probably just new information, the words, the language, and it's a lot of information, man. We talk about thousands and thousands of years of information. There's not one person who says they have a monopoly on this information or studying and how to study it and how to categorize it and how to make what you study important to everyone else. That doesn't work that way. Other people on certain aspects of it, and that's where they are. Important thing is that we all are seeking something other than what we've been indoctrinated with, because the indoctrination did not equate to liberation for us. So
Right.
now we have to, that's what we're doing. We're just remembering what had been lost. Because what we're studying had more longevity than anything we've ever existed through, and anything we've ever been taught.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
You're right. You're right.
it has this validity for those who understand that. But like each one of us, it took us a time to get to where we are. For some of us, it was harder than others. I'm thankful I wasn't deeply rooted or in Christianity. Because I guess my mom was the one going to church to try to get there every Sunday. But my daddy, my granddaddy, the men was like, shit. Y'all could go, you know what I mean? I'm gonna sit back with my granddaddy, I'm gonna sit back and drink me a beer. And my dad, sit back, watch the game, go fishing, whatever. But principles of how to respect family and stuff, they instilled all those things. So I didn't have no problem when I first picked up the autobiography of Malcolm X. I didn't have no problem understanding Malcolm's view of being exposed to new information and seeing that what you've been exposed to prior to that was may not have been lining up, So his growth and development just showed to say, shit, there's some information for me to be checking out. But I think once Malcolm did his own studies and went on and came back, I think he had a different view of what Islam should be and what it was actually. Inspiration, that he definitely inspired me to say, I need to know, I want to learn more. So I think everybody gets some spark of inspiration, and that usually leads them to something. Books, videos, pamphlets, word of mouth, asking somebody some questions. But at some point, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to read some of Braille, use Braille, whatever the hell you're gonna do, but you're gonna have to look at something that has to go with you. So you can't say that you can read. You gotta have reference material.
Right, right. To cite your shit. Yeah, to show some receipts. Yeah, hey, man, I was shook shitless, man. When me and Jamie really cracked the shit open, right? And I was shook, man. I was shook, man. And I always tell that what happened, man. I hang up on him and call him back, or I get off the phone. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily hang up on him. A few times I did though, and get back. But I had to know, man, because it made sense, man. I had to sit back and contemplate that shit for a minute. Next 2 minutes, next day, early in the morning, I know he going to work at 5, 6. So, and it's 3 hours difference for me. I'm up at 3 cracking it. Dig it. right. Yeah. So I'm that other side, man. I was shook. But the difference is I kept coming at it, right? I didn't spend all that wasted time. And I think like Chris is similar, and in that sense, to the effect of, wow, this information is hot. This information is hot. Let me just go and get some more of that.
I'll give you why I'm similar right now. We done talked about the 42 laws of Mahat, about how to live. I'm thinking about where the laws at how to eat.
Hey, well, see,
you for real though? You for real
though? Like, what's right and what's not right for me, because what I've been taught ain't healthy for us.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you really serious about it, you should look up Dr. Sabi.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Look up Dr. Sabi, man, and you can go off of here. He got a few different. It depends on how you wanted to go, which way you want to go. But they got alkaline vegan, they got all kind of different ways you can go, right?
Or
But
or
he,
or or just real quick, Jamie. Or you can have a conversation with Jamie's wife, Becky. You know, it's short
Yep,
because she's
yeah,
gonna get you off.
my wife is real tough with the minerals and herbs and stuff like that.
So pretty much, I'm gonna just ask you, Jamie, since you brought it up. What kind of diet are you on?
I don't eat no pork. I don't eat no beef. I don't eat no dairy products. I don't eat no white rice. I don't eat no white potatoes. I don't eat no white sugar. I don't eat nothing white. Um, and I eat a lot of fruits, vegetables. And I take a lot of herbs and minerals
You're still healthy.
and drink a lot of water.
And
Still help.
And I
that's the
just got
same
off
thing.
and I just got off a 4-day fruit fast. Yeah, man. So that's what I do. Yeah, man. I'm 57. I'm not on any. I don't. I'm not taking any medications. You know what I mean?
Now you're talking real knowledge, though. That's kind of where I'm at. And no disrespect, I like everything we talked about, but
Yeah, hold on just a second, Chris. You should tell one time show what you guys be putting on that grill. Y'all just had a pig roast, right? Y'all just had that pig thing, man. Dude, I seen so much meat. I was like, it's from the prior ones,
Yeah.
I seen so much meat.
right. And we trying to, and I've been pushing forever to get away from the pork. I had some friends of my wife come from her job, and they didn't eat, and I didn't understand. And then when I talked to them, they let me know what time it was. I'm like, you're right, 100%. They did eat fruits and vegetables, but they didn't eat nothing that pork touched. It didn't matter if we had all beef or chicken, they didn't play with it.
Nope.
And I know when I eat pork what it does to me. Automatically in my system, I can feel it.
Right.
So I it's not like it's a no-brainer, as we say, I shouldn't be eating pork. So the healthier
You're
diet,
talking about a roundabout diet.
because I know there's other people listening. We got to go on this healthy tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Not only
go ahead.
mental, physical.
For sure.
I'd be dead right now, man, if I didn't jump on that diet. There's no doubt I'd be dead, man. And the herbs and the sea moss and bladderwrack, burdock, cheney root, lion's mane. I got a whole cabinet of stuff now.
That stuff they tried to destroy and hide from us. I hate to get off topic, Renard, but when you was talking to my daughter in the woods and I got on the sea moss and everything, I was like, yeah, that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Helping people to get better and get the knowledge of what we should be doing versus what they want us to do.
Yeah.
But
And then we cover all that on Sankofa, man. You can see and scroll through a ton of Becky's posts, man. And see. I'm just saying, I'm on Dr. Seabee's alkaline diet too, and but I follow a lot of what Jamie and Becky and my wife talk about and do, and so I got a lot more knowledge of it, and I follow Patrick Delves. I put a couple of Patrick Delves stuff up there, man, and he's real good with that. And I got a ton of videos saved, right? So you pick a topic and I can run you.
There's two things. Yeah. Send me all the knowledge you can on the diet, but definitely on the mental part of it, where we need to be. But the third thing, or the second thing I want to say about the third thing, I guess the way I put it is, there's so many children. I got funds. I need them children's books. I need them positive books for these kids. I'm tired of them seeing stuff they shouldn't be seeing. So whatever I got to do, and I hope everybody else out there listening and watching, there's some good information I've seen y'all brothers put up for the children. And I need that for my youth. I desperately need that for my youth.
Yeah. Are you friends with, are you friends with Jamie on Facebook?
I will be after we get off this conversation.
Yeah, because Jamie got more books than what I got, and he got kids there that they go through stuff every day, man, and them kids know it, man. You know, they suited and booted, right? And so, and I can give you some references, but I know Jamie is in the heat of the mix of it. So, and you've seen the stack of books he got. So, and then you know, I don't know what Eric has too, you know, because he's in that field of education. So,
Me and Jamie are friends now.
I bet. Bet.
Hold
Hey,
on.
hey, Raven, you hook up too, man.
About Black Sands out here. This series ain't no joke. If you came up in here thinking that this story was just about a bunch of comedic kids handing out their dry biscuits, then you are greatly mistaken. Don't get me wrong though, these kids be throwing hands. A couple of those panels had a brother a little nervous, I ain't gonna lie. But this series has layers to it. Like, check it. On one page, I'm learning the differences between matriarchies and patriarchies in ancient times. You'll soon realize that the primary language in this series is fact. And then boom, we got this brother Asar doing a freaking Shoryuken on a freaking stone dragon out here. And then I'm getting lessons on the importance of respecting social customs of your host. So now I have to reevaluate my life because I'm being checked out here. But then after that, you see this brother Seth handling business with some slave traders. And the fact that I had to blur this joint, you know Seth gave him those hands. Because if there's one thing you need to know, is that these cats' hands are global. That's right, it don't matter who you be. Samaritan, Spartan, Athenian, Egyptian, Minoan. If you are residing on planet Earth, you are in reach of their hands. Man, I'm getting hyped. If you want to read this series, go to blacksands.com and pick yourself up one of those bundles before they sell out again. And to end it, I just want to remind everyone he punched a freaking stone dragon, people. I'm out.
Hey, so check this out. Let me just run this down. So you can get the whole bundle. I haven't got any of those because I can't decide you know, which ones to get, but I'm gonna have to just get the whole bundle at one time because that's what it is. And it's it's $320 for the bundle of all those sands, and they're gonna be you know, worth some stuff, man, too. So and then
I waste $320 on some stuff I shouldn't be messing with.
yeah, exactly. So the same thing with the sea moss. I buy 15 pounds of sea moss at a time, and that's about, you know, 400, right? But I was going to tell you this anyways, Chris. So you and your family can get together, man, and get that sea moss, and then when you get it, you know, hit me or Jamie up, and we can instruct you how to make that shit right. And don't mess with the pills. Don't mess with the pills. Don't mess with the drinks that you can buy out the store. You know, to make your own, man.
Yeah.
So you get 15 pounds of that, man. And that's a good amount for your family, man.
That'll last you over a year, dude. That'll last you a couple of years, actually.
I'll send you a link. He got a big family though, but nevertheless, they can all go in.
At least last you a year, though.
At least last you a year. I'll send you the link to where I get it from.
That'll work, man. I appreciate y'all, but I'm just gonna share it. Everything I get, I'm gonna share.
Yeah. Hey, but look, hey, fam, like, if you want, man, you can like the first Sunday of every month, man. You can point. I mean, what's the age limit of the kids that you deal with?
From all ages, from 14 on down.
Okay, yeah, King. Why don't you just point them to the book read, King? I mean, it's the first Sunday of every month.
He probably would have got on it this time, but he was up north.
I get it. I understand, but I'm just saying, like, you can point the kids to that, man. I mean, because they talk, like we talk about, you know, like, I mean, we talk about the books after we get done with them, but it's all kind of books. Like, you can see this. That's harmony. That's a principle. That's a principle of my art right there. See that? That's a principle of my art right there. Here's another one. Here's another principle. Reciprocity. Another principle of my art, right? Another principle of my art. Propriety, right? So we got all the principles. There's several principles. It's several principles of my art. Look, then we got that one, balance, right? We got, you know,
and then we just read justice. So you can go to the video. All right, I'll send you the video and see how that book read went.
Got order. You got look. You got truth. You got truth, right? These are the principles. Then you got, you know. Then I got like I said, I got books, man. For, you know, look, man. You know, look, light as a feather. Look at that. That's the 42 laws of my art right there. That tell you about all the 42
Oh, in that package, I get all them books.
Well, no, well, no, you gotta pick your bill, and like you can go to also you can go to Mr.
Imhotep.
Imhotep.
Mr. Imhotep.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I seen that.
You can also go to
So you won't get them all in one bundle. You just got to gather them together. But they do have bundles.
I feel, I'm just talking to y'all. I feel this way when we buy Christmas presents or doing all these holidays. I don't want to say stupid, but holidays that don't really matter. If I'm gonna give some gifts, I want to give some gifts of meaning.
Right.
see, I got good books,
Yeah,
man.
there you go. Hold up. Keep it up there. Move it a little more. You're right there.
See
Oh,
that,
yeah.
man? These are good books right there, man. Ancient Kemet, right? And this is you know, and we giving these books away, King. And look at this, man. Look, you know, these this book right here, this $20 books right here, man. That's $20, 19.99, right? $20 books, man. We giving them away, right?
No,
All you gotta do is put your name in the raffle, and
Put the kid's name. Put the kid's name.
put the kid's name in the raffle. I'm giving away all these books. Look at this, man. Let me see.
how can some of me and my people support that?
Huh?
How can me and some of my people support that? So these kids,
We'll talk about that afterwards.
I'm with it.
You talking about supporting Sankofa Sundays for the kids?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to support.
Yeah. We'll get in on that afterwards.
That'll work.
Yeah. I knew you was gonna jump in on that, man. But and then you know with that, CMOS, I'll send you the link. Jamie got a link too, where he get his from. That's who I learned it from. And then the herbs, you know, we follow that, you know, Dr. CB alkaline diet. I do. You know?
We'll make it work.
Yeah, man. But I tell you what, man, we got, you know, so just bring the kids, man. And these books is for all ages, right? The ones I just got done showing you, the one and Mr. Imhotep, them is for the, you know, the 13, 14, 15-year-olds right there, right? And then I got the other ones, man, the principles, them is for the young, you know, the younger ones, you know what I'm saying? You know, they read.
What about that 101 book that I sent the kids?
The 101, that's a big book though. That's a big,
yeah, but
you know,
that's for the older kids.
Yeah,
and
plus you could, you know, I don't think that they could read that in one session.
No, they can't read that in one session.
You feel me? But it's still good ass books though. It's still good books, man. Like this one right here. I got this one. You know what I mean? The Black Samurai. You know what I mean? This is real stories, real people, real true stories. You know what I'm saying?
Real events.
You know, really.
I need that stuff, like, as they say, ASAP. And the reason I say it is because going out to these stores and buying this stuff these kids don't need just to satisfy that thirst for a holiday or a birthday, I'd rather give them something that is going to be of substance.
Yeah, well, so what you can do, Chris, is you can hit Jamie on Messenger, man, and then y'all can compile that information, right?
I got you.
Jamie get off work, and then he work with his kids, man. So, you know, you guys work out the time and stuff. I know, but I don't know what time you want to tell them. So
we'll make it work.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, family. So listen, man, we're gonna go ahead and cut it off, man, and
you
go
pass
ahead.
your bedtime, man.
Wait, you know,
it's the weekend though.
It's the weekend, baby. I'm good to go, baby. You know that. Hey, so listen, man, we're gonna close it down, man. Hey, I really appreciate y'all coming in, man. I love it, man. Chris and Raven. Hey, man, I really appreciate you, man. Peace to the queen back there. See her. And we appreciate you.
Who is that?
Yes,
that's
man.
the wife, man. That's the boss.
What's up, wifey?
Peace.
What's up, queen?
Hey, that's the creator of Raven in India, man. I am blessed.
There you go, man. There you go, King. So
hey Raven, I want to just tell you, man, you're gonna have to speak up, right? When you got something to say, you just, you know, make more assertive effort to get it out there. All right.
Oh yeah.
My man.
I'm gonna get off with y'all, man. My queen is home. I got some things to handle. I love y'all, man.
Yeah.
We about to close out anyway.
Yeah. We about to close out, King.
One more minute.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to say is, y'all brothers got us walking around here talking differently at the crib.
Yeah,
well, that's what. Hey,
Well, I
it'll
love
change your whole life, King. It'll change your whole life, the energy in your home. And then for some reason, doors start to open, King, for some reason, right? Because you had that, you gotta keep that balance.
And Erica tell you,
And that's all about my aunt, King. Keep that balance.
and Gerald will tell you, you can't give us credit, man. I ain't there yet, right? But here you can't give us credit, man, because you're just being reminded of what you already know. So
That's right.
but that's something to swallow, right? You know.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, so listen, man, we gonna go ahead and close out. So, hey, since you gotta go ahead and go, man, go ahead and close out, Chris.
Closing out means just saying something, whatever you want to say.
You know,
What I want to say is I know I'm blessed. And because I'm blessed, I'm surrounded by some other brothers, some other kings that are blessed too. We all going in a direction that's trying to bless other people and along with ourselves. And I got this future king that is a king right beside me, so I already know what time it is. I feel for the people that are missing out, but it's true. I mean, we ain't hurt nobody. We trying to help everybody. We trying to make ourselves better.
that's it.
And I'm excited. I didn't get for an old soul like me to
You
grow.
ain't that old, man. We only a few. What you 57, 58, 59?
I'll be 60 this year, brother. Thank God.
Man, don't even put old. You too young to be putting old on it. But I get it.
But what I'm saying is, man, I've been through a lot. I've been around a lot. You know, that government military experience in the background, and they can't touch what's going on right now.
Right.
Especially to watch my son, who's already been professing the truth. Now he has concrete background thanks to y'all. And I'm just gonna give it to you like that, thanks to y'all, because y'all sharing the message.
Right.
So credit is due where credit is due. If you want to share the message, then we searching out somewhere else.
Right.
But here we are on a Friday night. I told him my wife that we was out at the store. You hit me up, and I'm like, man, I'm at the store. I got to get to the crib. And I get home, and he's hyped, really hot about it too, and hyped. And here we are. He's like, hey, put it on your phone. You guys Zoom. Let's make it work. And here we are.
Yeah.
And we ain't stressing at all. I've been to church. So I can't wait to get out of there.
Right. But the thing is, we got to honor our queens, man, and and our responsibilities, man, our blessings, and because we can keep on going. So, big ups to you, Chris. What's up, Ray?
Brother? Appreciate all y'all brothers, man. All y'all kings. I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all queens too, man. Y'all do what y'all supposed to do. Thank you again. When I can sit here with this young man and we growing, that's what it's all about. Ain't no better.
That's it.
Hey, Eric, God bless you, man.
God bless you, brother.
Keep grinding. I appreciate
For sure.
you.
I as well.
On tonight, I got notes.
Yeah.
All right.
Homework. I got studying.
Yeah.
I got gifts. I got blessings. I mean, I don't know what to say. We're gonna be talking about it in the morning. We get our coffee together and we grind on.
That's
right.
what's up.
I'm gonna send you a few more videos too, man.
Yeah, for me, having him right beside me, man.
Hey, well, don't forget.
And make sure you watch that video. Make sure you send him that video about the Great Pyramid.
Yeah, I sent it already.
Yeah,
that's a hot one.
You guys got it on your phone about the Great Pyramids?
Yeah, we got it all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna send you a couple more, man. And if they send me some, I'm shipping them to you, man. That's just what I do.
Please do. And what we can do to help out, man, to get the message out, the truth out, the understanding, we only doing what we're supposed to do. Yes. I said at the very beginning, my first thought about believing in where I'm supposed to be passing a message.
Right. And now you got a hot message to pass.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be passing the truth. Not just any message, a truthful message.
Yeah. Big ups to you, man.
Peace, man. Hey, well, listen, man. Don't forget Sunday, 2:00. We're going back on. Uncle's putting something together for us. So just Sunday, King. Y'all join in, man. And we're gonna send y'all the link a little bit before 2:00.
That'll work. That'll work, man. I'm a slow
Okay.
learner, so y'all bear with me.
And
No
I'm gonna
worries,
do
man.
something. I'm gonna do something a little different this week, because so I'm gonna just show a little video or something, man, or I might show some clips out of a book or something like that, and then it's gonna be short, so we can have conversation like this. My typical demo is some videos and shit like that, and I mainly do that to put out the information for sure. But the other
I know
part,
Raven got some closure though. I want to give him his opportunity.
yeah. The other part of it is man, I'm allergic to bullshit. So, especially my own. Go ahead, Raven.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say I'm just very appreciative. You know, it's just nice to be able to talk to other minds that are, you know, in the same realm of thinking. You know, so I'm just very appreciative.
Yeah,
And I want to say, Eric,
I want you to
thank
pick out. I want and Raven and Chris, I want you to pick out a week, man, a Sunday that you want to present something yourself. Okay.
Yeah, we can work on that. But I do want to say, Eric, I appreciate you. Nice meeting you, brother.
Nice meeting you as well, man. Let's swap information. Let's stay in touch, man, and keep growing.
Yeah. Where you located?
Make sure you friend everybody on Facebook so we can have access to each other. So we can have access to each other through Messenger. All right.
Yeah.
You might have
Say it
questions or shit like that, and we be able to communicate like that, however you want to, right?
Yeah. Where you located, Eric?
I'm not far from. I work in Bering Springs, so I'm in Mishawaka, Indiana.
Oh, I know.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't
Yeah, you're
No,
right
no,
around
I
the corner from.
Right.
He on the bend. I know where you at. He on this
Yeah.
side of the lake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all brothers be blessed.
Hey, I just want to remind people too, the viewers to like and subscribe. Dislike, just hit one of them buttons, man. Sometimes I watch the videos and I miss hitting liking, and that's really important to any videos that you're watching, right? Like and subscribe, dislike. If you like, put a comment down there. If you dislike, put a comment down there, and then ring that notification bell, and then you get notified when people get notified when we on.
That's a blessing, brother.
Peace. Hey, Eric, you want to close out?
All right, as always, thanks for having me, and I'm always ready to share information and learn something. Keep it growing.
Yeah, and Eric, man, when you're reading through some more of that book, and man, it gets to you, man. Hit me up and read some of that to me, man. I got a few more of them books to get, man. Y'all be loading me up, man. I'll be like, shit.
Yeah,
priorities, different priorities nowadays, right?
Man. I'm telling you, that's real talk, man.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
right.
so you can't be easy, man.
Hey, fam. Hey, so I just want to say, family, thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. Comment. Again, first Sunday every month, children book read. You can win a free book. Put the baby's name in the chat. We spin the wheel. Win a free book, free of charge. No, won't cost you nothing. And it's good quality books. All we ask is at the end, at the next book read, that the child reads the book, and and we keep that going down the road. You know what I'm saying? They encourage reading. For the kids. Also, they're rewriting history right in our face, family. So again, please like, subscribe, and comment. All right, family.
Let me just add
anything else? Right? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just add something on to what you were saying. I prefer for the kids that their names are put in the raffle to be present. They don't have to be. Like, I got a granddaughter that we put in, and she's in Idaho. So, but we definitely encourage them to come back and read that next month, right? You understand that things happen with family events and shit that goes on and stuff, but we can change it to the next month. But more so, come back that next month and let's stick to the script, right? Have the kids' names that are present, and then to come back and read that next month. But if they have to, you know, we don't, it's just not exempt of adding some other kids in there, stuff that ain't present, all right?
Right, right. Hey, so again, fam, like I said, like and subscribe, and we love you. We out of here. All right.
And